Hi, we're back.
Are we on?
We're back,
We are.
baby.
Did we do it?
Back.
Hello. You are.
Lee's gonna get kicked
We
out in
have
a second
reached
here.
the interwebs.
You're watching CSNBC
Okay.
Nightly News with
Thank you, Twitch app, for
Ethan
breaking.
Lanenberger and friends.
No, you're not. No, you're
Not.
not.
There we go.
This is the Dungeons and Dragons Elyssia stream on
Ha!
Yanakai 5's
Got you.
cool channel. Everyone say wow to that.
Wow.
Wow.
I do not understand
There,
the
you
D&D
did
Beyond
it.
extension.
You gotta watch
Whoa.
anything tonight. You gotta watch something good. You're here.
Yeah, you could have
We're
watched
proud of
Aethero
you for
play
that.
Guilty Gear Strive, which is what I was hosting up until now.
There you go. You could have watched someone else play Guilty Gear. So like I said, we're on Renakai 5's channel with
Hello.
Brendan, who's a streamer. He's
Hi.
been playing stuff. Oh, I just got the email saying you're on, Brendan, so I can put
Yeah.
you on to watch you.
So did I.
That's right. I get emails. So if you follow and subscribe to him, you'll get emails
Yes.
telling you
Yeah,
when he
Twitch
does
will
stuff.
send you emails.
So,
I also get notifications to my phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I also
like,
get notifications on my phone saying I'm streaming. Here's your mobile dashboard, and then I go,
yeah,
cool. I don't use
stop
that.
being lazy and follow and subscribe. And if you hate us, subscribe anyways, because
There we go.
I don't fucking want to do this anymore. So
wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Wow.
just kidding. I love doing this.
Just
That's a lot.
slowly
That
push
was a
away.
lot.
Wow, there's a
He is
very,
now
very,
quitting.
very real revelation here on.
Yeah.
Now announcing our streams are done. Our DM doesn't want to do it anymore, so we're just quitting D&D forever now. That's it. That's
Very
it.
sad.
Thank you for being here for the
Lie.
ending. We know not a lot happened, but we had a good time. The shopping
Brandon-
episode put it over.
Yeah, just too many people wanted more shopping episodes, and I just couldn't do it anymore, so I quit. Brendan, what are you playing right now?
I will
game-wise?
be starting Ace Attorney 3: Trials and Tribulations tomorrow.
Nice.
It'll be
Well,
great.
there
It's
you go. If
Probably
you
the
didn't
best
watch it-
prosecutor in the trilogy, in my
If you didn't
opinion.
watch his last two Ace Attorney videos, I don't know what's wrong with you. They were a masterpiece. They
It
were up
is
there with Citizen
such
Kane.
a struggle.
So
What a
it's a
CD
struggle.
Want to see me
Real
struggle
art's
to
a
voice
struggle.
30 characters and make them all unique in some way.
So, anyways, like normal,
Ethan
we
does
got
every
Eric,
Monday.
True, true.
we got Matt, we got Nick, and we got Nerdy. Everyone say hello.
Hello.
At this point, if you don't know, well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't expect you to know who everyone is, but if you're starting on what is this episode 12 now? If you're starting on
Yes.
episode
Oh.
12, there's 12 more episodes, 11 more episodes. You can go on YouTube and watch. Wouldn't recommend starting here. Cool stuff's about to happen. You should get to know the characters a little bit,
Or
Little.
don't.
Yeah,
Or
or just don't.
or don't.
You don't have
Or
to.
just-
We're
or
not.
just
jump
You're
in.
not required. You can just jump in
into
the
Law and
middle.
Order SVU in season 12, and you'll know what's
Yeah.
going on.
You'll figure it out.
So
You
That's
probably
for you
would with
stuff.
that show, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. That show. There's not really a
They
consistent
say
plot
what
line going
happens
on
in the
there.
show literally at the beginning of every show.
Yeah.
in the criminal
There's some
justice
nasty-
system, sexually
some
based
nasty
crimes considered an especially heinous offense.
Mm.
I don't remember the rest of it. I watch a lot
Have
of
you watched?
SVU.
Have you watched TV in the last 10 years? A character actor is about to do something real gross.
and with that, Nerdy will provide us the sponsors.
Oh yes, our sponsors. Hello everybody at the Elyssia stream. My name is Nerdy and I'm about to rattle off all of our sponsors here on this channel. They're 100% real no matter what anyone says, no matter what they might say and their legal team. They are 100% real and they're lying to you if they say they're not. Here we go. First one is Raid Shadow Legends. They are sponsoring us. If you type in the special code Taste the Raid Bow, they will
Hi,
give
Melissa.
you a free thing. I don't know what it is, but see what it is. We have Surfshark and NordVPN, both doing something to your computer. That's their catchphrase, both doing something to your computer. Oh, Cleo the dog. It's usually further down the list, but we're putting him up. We're putting him up right over the top. Cleo the dog coming in for all of my bitches in the street. We have
Happy holidays, huh?
Taste the Meat. We have Adam and Eve. Of course, as always, make sure you put in the promo code Nick and Melissa Special Day for a discount on large tarps.
Mhm.
I don't know what that's used for, but it's something it's used
It's
for.
you for something,
we have-
alright.
Yeah, we have
Easy
Community
cleanup.
Season 7, as well as Exandria Unlimited and Critical Role Bakery, the fictional bakery that we've made up that creates fictional pastries for you. The Concept of Boats is a sponsor, as well as D&D Beyond, the special platinum version that gives you all the books just by signing up. You have to watch all of our streams in order every day in order to find it.
And you have to subscribe and give $500.
Yeah, $500.
But it's free after that.
It's free after that. Discovery Channel Shark Week, The Purge. We also have Craft Singles. Lawnmower 3.0 by Manscaped. Make sure you get your nether regions all tip top for any raid quest that you're going to be doing that requires that. And finally, we are Disney Pixar is a sponsor with their brand new movie, Big Boys. It's a movie about big boys and whether or not they have feelings. The answer might surprise you. All right, that is all of our sponsors.
No.
There we go.
Thank you, Nerdy, for all of those lovely, wonderful sponsors.
You are welcome.
So are we ready to kick off our fun session tonight then?
As ready as we can be.
I suppose.
Bootyful. So let's do our quick recap real quick. So
real quick.
Last week we saw the party finally make their way to Highwater, but not before encountering for a second time Thrasher and the boys, a group of bandits who gave them a little bit of trouble at the very start of their adventure. And when I mean trouble, I mean no trouble at all. They convinced them basically to get drunk and walk away. And in combat, they basically provided an equal amount of trouble, which meant none at all, to the point where I believe it was Darian who convinced Thrasher using a spell that he needed to GTFO, and he did just that with his buddies.
But Arthur did sustain explosion damage.
Yes, he did take like 10 points of explosion damage.
They set a dynamite trap. Arthur got caught in that. You also killed 2 of his boys, so he's got 2 less boys in his group of boys.
2 of the boys are dead.
Boys are slowly diminishing.
By the end of all this, there'll be no boys left.
Thrasher and the boy.
Thrasher
and the boy.
After enough time, it'll just become Thrasher.
It'll be Thrasher and the children after he has to start.
Oh, that's
Thrasher
creepy.
minus the boys.
Yes. Thrasher without the boys.
Thrasher without the boys. Anyway, so after fighting Thrasher, they made their way to Highwater, where everyone decided to shop, and you got a healthy dose, like whole hour shopping.
Pretty much.
Buying weapons and armor and potions and a lot of cool stuff. So everyone I think everyone bought something. I don't think anyone went non-buying. Maybe you Sentinel. I don't know if you bought something Sentinel.
He got his beak sharpened.
Yes.
He did buy armor, but then retroactively didn't buy armor.
Yes, because he realized that it would be worse for his AC.
I remembered I'm stronger without it.
Yes. Unarmored defense.
The armor with the friends you made along the way.
Exactly.
It's that Burgarian within you that makes you better.
Yeah.
So after the fun little shopping excursion, the party decided that they were going to go find their inn, who was in the possession of a certain Joel Stevenson. After asking around of where this guy might be, they found out that he was in a pizza restaurant that he owned, which is some newfangled food that no one in this world has heard about before. It was very strange to them. So they made their way to the second layer of Highwater. Just to remind everyone, Highwater is a 7-layered floating city over a giant lake.
Think taco dip.
Sure.
Like a 7-layer taco dip.
Oh, there you go. Like a 7-layer taco dip.
I was confused on that joke. Thank you. I did not understand.
The cone shape.
I was like, what? What is that?
The bottom layer is really big, and then it builds itself.
You've got like beans, then sour cream, and then cheese and chips. So it's a whole thing.
It is. They're really good.
The stream sponsored by 7-layer taco dip. Add it to the list.
All right, into the list.
Right.
Here it is.
One more sponsor. Eventually, these 3-hour streams are going to turn into 2.5 hours of nerdy reading the sponsors and 30 minutes of Dungeons and Dragons. So that's how fucking popular we are.
7-layer taco dip.
Anyways, so you guys found Pazos, and there you met a whole interesting, colorful cast of characters. Starting with a half-elf waitress by the name of Marilli, a former hireling mercenary by the name of Dale Cresthart, who was like a chef, a small dusk elf girl named Elise, who was the delivery girl, Nugs, another guardian fowl who was Sentinel was
Oh my
quite
god.
excited
Nugs.
to see, and just gave everyone the
Oh my nuggets.
tagline of the
nuggets.
stream. Oh my nuggets! I've dictated
my
that is now the
nuggets.
stream's tagline at this point. And
Oh.
finally, you met the proprietor and owner of Pazos Peaches, Joel Stevenson, the human guy that you met. And after some conversation with him, he ended up giving over the inn to you guys. And he and the half-elf waitress, Merle, took you guys over to it at the end of their workday. Showed you the premise, which was just in horrible disrepair. But considering half the party is just super poor, everyone thought it was pretty cool. And you guys are now the owners of an inn, which we will be announcing the name of here at the start of the game,
Oh
basically.
yeah, I almost forgot we actually came up with a name already.
We
Yeah, you
did.
guys
Like
came up with a name
immediately.
very quickly.
Yeah.
But
We
let's
did.
not cap our recap off there yet, because there is something else very important that happened.
Yes.
Jamie was awoken in the middle of the night, and when he went back down to where the bar area was, a ghost with like an axe wound in its head walked by him and disappeared into the wall. And that was pretty much where the session ended. So, do you guys wish to reveal the name of your new and fancy inn while I get some music going here?
Well, original Matt needs to reveal it because he was the christener.
He's the one
of
who came up
name,
with it,
so-
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he
Get
came
it.
up with the name.
It is our inn is known as the Zafar Inn, named after Prince Zafarin.
Yes.
That's so beautiful. And somewhere in an alternate dimension full of undescribable wonders, a nose itches. Someone's
with
talking
that,
about me.
Let's jump on in tonight, everyone. So Jamie, you have just witnessed this corporeal specter with an axe wound through its head, like partially split open, walk by you and disappear through the wall.
Have I seen ghosts? Are ghosts common? Have I seen a ghost before?
Common enough, I would say.
Okay,
Specters
so I
and
would.
whatnot. Yeah, I would say, especially from where you've been in Igarith,
Mhm.
people die in horrible ways. There'd be ghosts.
Okay, so I would. Okay, so it's a haunted thing. All right, well, it's good to know. I've slept in worse places. It didn't hurt me. It busted up a chair, but I don't really care a whole lot about that.
Yeah.
I think I would wait until morning to tell everybody. Honestly, if it was just a regular ghost that. Well, maybe I would try to say something to it.
So the
I would
ghost is no longer with you. He passed into the wall.
Yeah, no, I would try to like speak. I'd be like, "Hey, if there's a ghost in this inn, if there's someone in this inn, if you're trying to tell me something, give me a sign."
You ask for a sign and nothing happens.
Okay. Well, I know there's a ghost here, but I guess it's nothing. So I'm gonna all right. Well then, we mean you no harm. If you can hear me, we mean you no harm, and we don't intend to cause you distress by us being here. We are the new owners of this inn. But if you want anything in particular, do not hesitate to tell us. And then I'm gonna go back to bed.
All right. So Jamie, you give this plea to the ghost.
Mhm.
It doesn't reply a second time, but your words are out in the air. And then you
Mhm.
head back up to the one bedroom with the destroyed bed that you were just like, hells yes, and hop in and go back to sleep.
I go back to sleep.
And the party has a particularly restful night.
Cool.
So the morning comes. Sun comes up nice and low here at the start of the day. Because of how high water floats, it takes a little longer for full daytime to encompass the city because the sun starts lower and it has to climb a little higher. Darby,
Yes.
where did you choose? choose to sleep in the inn? Are you just sleeping in one of the bedrooms right now?
Yeah, probably. I'll probably just go there with my 4-hour trance or whatever.
All right. So you've been in trance slash you sleep in trance, whatever you want to call it. What's your passive perception?
Some decent 13.
Okay. So you don't notice this right away until you fully kind of become alert that you're not alone in your room right now. And more interestingly, where would you have your top hat right now?
Probably right next to him or on his head, one of the two.
All right, I'll say it's right next to you then, so make this a little easier. You go to reach for your top hat and you realize it's not there.
Oh no. In an immediate panic, he's gonna just start darting his head around looking everywhere for it.
So you kind of, Darby, if you're like laying one way, you kind of reach over, go to touch your top hat, you realize it's not on the desk or the floor or wherever you left it. Immediately fling yourself upward to see your top hat spinning on someone's finger. Specifically, the finger of the Dusk Elf girl you had met yesterday, this Elise, who is the delivery girl for Pazzo's Pizza. She's kind of sitting in a chair with her legs propped up on an old table, spinning your hat, and she kind of sees that you're awake and goes, "This is a really stupid hat, I want to let you know that."
I need to put that down right now.
"What? It's just a hat," and she just tosses it to you.
I will catch it and immediately put it on my head.
All right, you do that.
Don't ever touch that hat again.
Ooh.
Hi. It's such a... What's the whole thing with the hat? Like, I was trying to figure that out yesterday. Like, you just had this really dumb-looking hat on, and I just didn't get it. Kind of a weird fashion sense.
Doesn't
Like,
matter
that's Joel-level fashion sense right there. That's bad.
what the hat is and why I wear it. Doesn't matter. All that matters is you don't touch it.
All right. I won't touch your hat anymore. You're such a grumpy gills.
Good.
Do you care why she's in your room?
I mean, I am interested, but he's trying to just like, he's more focused on the hat and is taking a second to kind of
It's
like,
decompressing.
yeah. Once he's got the hat back and it's all in control, and that he's like, okay.
Strange women disappear in this dude's room.
Why are you here to
every
begin with?
day.
Are you just here to taunt me and my
15-year-old girls.
and are you just here to taunt me and mess with my hat?
No, well, I mean a little bit. It was I kind of thought it looked stupid, so I thought maybe I'd just come and see what you'd do if I took it from you. But no, like I figured I'd just come and see how you were doing. I don't see Dusk Elves a whole lot, you know?
Understandable. You're lucky that I've already met you.
Well, I wouldn't come in here if I didn't kind of have already met you. That'd be just bad business in my part.
Well, I more so meant for touching the hat.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let every one of my buds know not to touch your hat if they come across you.
Good. Otherwise, you probably won't see them anymore.
Well, they're a bunch of children, so that'd be real fucked up.
Well, that's great. They better not touch it.
Alright, well, I'll let Grizzly and the other kids know not to touch your hat when you guys start dealing with them. Which brings me to my first question. Heard from a little bird, that you guys kind of own this inn now.
We do.
That's pretty cool. Got it from Joel, that's pretty
suppose.
cool. You, looking to fix it up and turn it into a regular inn, right?
Well, I have to run it past everyone first, but I don't know if I necessarily want a full-blown inn.
What are
Something
you
could be
looking for, what? Strippers, something like that?
more a gambling hall.
Oh, okay.
That'd be a little bit more profitable.
Gotcha. So, you're gonna need clientele and business and stuff like that.
Oh, of course.
Of course. So here's the thing. I'm a Dusk Elf, you're a Dusk Elf. There ain't a whole lot of us around places like this. Not, especially not Highwater with all them regular elves, you know, being all high and mighty and shit like that.
True.
And, you know, you kind of got that sort of scrappiness about you. Kind of like I used to when I was like 12. Well, I'm still scrappy. I'm not soft. I haven't turned soft bit into the delivery girl business. But anyways, so me and these other kids, well, I should say the kids because I'm really the Pazzo girl now. But the kids, Grizzly and his gang, they like to do a little work on the side for Joel. Bring some people into the pizza restaurant. You know, get the deliveries out. They kind of serve as our bird group, you could say. They give us orders and then we deliver them. How'd you like to expand into that? You know, I could have some of the kids promote your business. They're all over. First, second, third, fourth layer. Travelers coming in and out, picking pockets, talking to people. It'd be like merchandising for you.
That might be a bad plan.
If there's one thing I've learned, it's that never underestimate a child. Because we can get into
not.
places nobody's ever been before. Got it?
Oh, I'm well aware. I used to be a
good.
child too, believe it or not.
At this point, Elise has jumped up on the bed as she's talking to you to be like more like eye level with you, or make herself seem a little bigger.
Okay.
So here's how I'm gonna put it this way. You're a Dusk Elf, so like I kinda trust you a little bit, cause like we went through shit, man. And I trust you. And if Joe gave you the inn, I think he trusts you. But I don't know if Grizzly and the other kids are gonna trust you. So, you're gonna have to do something for him.
Alright.
It's real easy. It's real easy. You don't just a little starter job. Nothing too big or too crazy. So there's this little orphan girl. Well, I mean we're all orphans, so that's kind of dumb to say. But there's this little demon folk girl that lives in the old slums. And just the other day, some nasty old noble was walking through there, and she asked for a coin, and he backhanded her and took her handkerchief.
I see, and let me guess. Our job is take the handkerchief back.
Well, considering that she's like Grizzly's best friend, you'd be doing yourself a favor.
Alright. Help a little orphan kid who's being abused by the high and mighty that think they're so much better.
Yeah, something like that. So this noble guy, he's an elf. I think he's up in the 3rd layer, most likely. A lot of the noble peoples live up there and in the 4th layer. Long blonde hair, he's got like a green vest on. Real pompous looking asshole. I've seen him before and he's thrown me some nasty glances, and I've delivered pizzas to him. Did you know he doesn't tip? The dick, he doesn't tip. That's how you know he's bad.
We might be able to get him to stop harassing everyone. We're
Well,
pretty good
that'd
at
be
that kind of
fantastic.
thing.
But the little girl wants her handkerchief back. That's the
Oh, we
big
can get
thing.
that too.
Okay, perfect. You bring that back, and you let me know, and I'll let Grizzly know, and you'll just be smooth sailing from there. But I'm sure there'll be some other things he'll be interested in having you do, too.
Alright.
Alright. Sounds like a deal, and she spits in her hand and holds it out to you.
Darby won't spit, but he will do the shake.
Alright, that's a deal. Oh, and by the way, if you're looking to pick up girls in high water, lose the hat. It makes you look stupid. And she leaves.
Never said I was, but okay. What a strange girl.
Also, I have to, a sidebar here. I realized Nerdy is wearing a Jaws shirt, and I love it. Continuing on.
Yes.
Oh, you know what?
No.
I will follow after her briefly. And
I'm
call out
sorry,
to
you're
her.
gonna do. You're doing what?
I'm gonna
Darby?
follow out to her and call to her.
Okay. So Elise is starting down the stairs of the inn, and when you do that, so she stops and turns.
I just realized you never gave me the address, just a description of the man.
Oh, I don't know what the address is. I'd have to go back to Pazos and get it.
So then go get it.
Okay, I'll be back in like 5 or 10 minutes. How's that sound?
Works for me.
Cool. Have fun, Mr. Darby.
Oh, I will. I'll have a lot of fun.
So a few minutes go by. Elise comes back. Address written on a piece of paper, and she passes it to you.
I will take it and pocket it after reading what
Alright.
it is.
So at this point, so Elise is left at this point. Everyone else has kind of come to. And you are in the bar room, tap room, if you want to call it that, of your new inn. The Zafar Inn, as we will call it going forward.
There's a far end.
Mhm. So Jamie is gonna like give everybody a second to get situated for breakfast or whatever they're doing, and I'm gonna be like, "All right, dude. So I have some good news and I have some bad news. What would you like first?"
Well,
Bad news first.
why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Bad news is that this inn is haunted.
Right.
Yep,
Cool.
there's at least one ghost in here, and if I know anything about ghosts, ghosts are often like rats. If there's one, there's probably at least 20 more. So just be aware. Apparently, oh, go ahead, Chano.
And is it like, was it doing? What do you mean you just saw a ghost? Like,
I saw a
Like, it's just-
ghost.
like it just was floating there, like hanging out by you, or you
Yep.
talked to it?
It pushed the table
Yeah.
over, and it had an axe in its face, and it did a ghost move. They kind of show up and then disappear.
That is a very
They
close
had an
thing
axe
to
in
do,
the
I
face?
suppose.
Hmm?
Like
Didn't-
it looked like
Have
it
you
was
never
stuck
seen
there,
a
or what?
ghost before?
No, I don't think I've ever seen a ghost.
Well,
Really?
that's interesting
Hmm.
because here I would assume that you've just seen every sort of weird possible thing that could have ever happened, as you are the strangest thing that I've ever seen. No, yes, it's a ghost. It is a person who has died, and apparently, if I was gonna guess the cause of death, gonna go with axe to the face.
It's probably a good
Oh, no,
assumption. So it didn't seem to typically in these situations the ghost wants something or needs something for rest. It didn't indicate anything to you.
Nothing that I could figure out. It pushed this table. I'll point to like where the thing was. It pushed this off the table. I tried to make contact with it, but I am not a medium. So
I don't know if any of
if
us
it wa-
are.
if it
Well,
we
my
might
luck, it'll want the place burned down.
we might have to think
Yeah.
about that. But
Thought
good
that would
news
change
is
the looks
I
of it.
have an idea for this place that I have been thinking about since last night. Right?
I
Yeah,
also
it's-
have
it's-
ideas, but okay.
Well, so you know how the kids want to, or the kids are delivering, like the orphans are delivering pizzas for this pizza guy, right?
Okay.
Now, I remember when I've been living on the street, the best thing you could get was a reliable place to sleep, a reliable place that's safe that you can sleep. If we can offer that to all the orphans that live in this place, we could essentially provide the pizza shop with a steady stream of workers that would just be able to deliver the pizzas across the entirety of this floating city place. And they'll always have a safe place to sleep, which honestly would change up so much. We wouldn't even have to change too much about this place. This is like between this and an alleyway, I'd choose this every day. This is essentially paradise.
If we were going to house children, I'd want this place to be a lot more structurally sound.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. If you're down for that, it's whatever. I'm just saying, until then, this could be a hub. If anything, a central place for the kids of the city to get off the street and kind of be in a place. And I'd be more than happy to set up a clinic downstairs so that we can help people. It seems easy.
That sounds
it seems
great
like
to me.
seems easy, and I know there's been talk about some other concepts of what we would be doing with this particular space, but
It's
All
definitely a
I'm
more
saying
noble
is-
cause than my ideas. But
this is probably the closest thing to converting something into a real force of good for any sort of kids on the street and anything I've ever done up until this point.
well, on a similar note, if you remember the Dusk Elf girl from Pazzo's Pizza, she stopped by earlier,
No, okay.
and I will pull out the address and set it on the table. Apparently, one of those orphan kids had a handkerchief stolen from a man that lives at that address. And if we could get it back and, maybe teach him a lesson or two about messing with these kids, They'll be
What's
very
the
happy to
address?
cooperate with us. It's on the 3rd layer.
Ethan, from our perspective, would we know that the 3rd layer is like, or the higher the layers, the more like nobility or more wealth you typically have? Would we know that or no?
Yeah, I would say you could probably make it. High Water is a large enough city and well known enough that that would be common knowledge, I would say.
What on earth would what on Elyssia would a nobleman from the 3rd level need a handkerchief from presumably an orphan from? She said he stole it. Would he pickpocket her?
According to her, she was just sitting there begging for coin, asked him, and he just slapped her across the face and took it.
He assaulted her.
Yes.
I can tell you about 100 different unfortunate reasons why a man with power wanted a handkerchief from a young girl.
I just needed confirmation. It was more facetious than anything.
Oh no, it was 100% with malicious intent of proving a point, rather than,
Right.
oops, I took it.
So we have a mark then?
I suppose. Now, we were not specifically told to kill him, just get the handkerchief and leave.
Oh no,
But-
I'm not seeking payment for killing the man. I'm just
Oh, of course.
stating my intention.
But we don't necessarily need to kill him, just make sure that he understands not to mess with them again.
Do we need to get the handkerchief back?
Yes.
That's easy enough. I've stolen easier things.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think stealing it, he might think that he may have misplaced it. I think we need more of a spectacle
Oh,
to let him know
yes.
that we are taking it from him, along with hopefully his life.
You're going to have to teach me how to steal without getting caught.
No, it's not steal without getting caught. It's
No, you're going to have to teach me how to steal
And get caught, yes. Not without getting
okay.
I don't even know how to do that.
I'm taking more of the approach where
Yes.
he's begging for us to take the handkerchief from him.
Yes,
He's
I think
offering it to us.
Not so much just go in and steal it from him, but more so scare him into giving it to us. Was kind of
No.
my thought process here.
More of a lesson.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm down for that. I never have a problem with teaching a noble a thing or two.
Neither do I.
Especially someone who abuses children.
Orphaned children.
Yeah, not the move.
Plus, we need to go up in that direction anyways, right? Because
Yeah.
in order
yeah,
to
we do have
register
to-
all of our stuff, we have to get to the top layer. The 5th layer?
Oh, and also we wouldn't
Okay.
have to. Oh, I'm sorry. I should say we also wouldn't have to register with the magistrate if we were doing the orphan bit, because it's just an abandoned building that we happen to own.
Well, as much as I agree with your
I might still need
mindset
to register
there,
the deeds,
I'd hate for them to come knocking and for all of those children to be back out on the street and for another
Yes.
thing that they relied on to fail.
Who was gonna tell him?
Well, it's
The
less
nobles.
about telling them, and there's rumors spread, especially if we're
Yes.
housing children who are easily abused and taken advantage of. If somebody's lifting them up, that's the first thing the nobles will talk about. At least from my perspective.
They don't take kindly to
My
the
experience.
poor rising up, as we saw in Bridgetown.
Oh, up to you guys.
All right.
I'm not opposed to either option, though. I'd
Um,
like to help your friend Elise, and I also feeling a little bit more gracious this morning than I have in the past, and I kind of like your idea there, Jamie.
It's not a bad idea. Definitely a more noble and good cause than making this a gambling hall or an inn.
I mean, you can do
No.
both.
That is true.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's enough room. There's no need to sideline those ideas.
There's
either.
definitely enough room to. I love this we can house gambling even if we don't make it a full-blown hall.
Correct.
We
I'm
do
sure
need
the
some way of
suckers out
making
here would
money.
like a little bit of a challenge.
Mhm.
How do you? You've been awfully quiet. How do you feel, Darian?
Or Sentinel.
Or Sentinel? Yeah.
We both been just kind of listening.
I have. It's been a good discourse amongst friends here. I didn't have too much to say. I like where we're going. Helping
Understandable.
kids, you can't go wrong.
Orphaned kids.
Orphaned kids.
They're not just kids that have parents and a place to stay.
All we need to do is call the local news station, so that way everybody knows we're doing good deeds.
Well, I mean, if you're doing it for the publicity, are you really doing it?
Bingo. Sometimes you gotta do enough good to pay off the bad you've done. So.
Yep. And the goddess sure knows me and Arthur have done quite a lot of bad.
Tip those scales a little bit in our favor, if they can be tipped.
All right, as you guys are having your discussion here, there's a knock on your door.
Does the door immediately fall over?
It does not.
Okay.
The door
That's dirty.
was locked and had to be opened by Joel, so it at least is a hardy enough door.
Let's
So
make
I
sure
know-
this
least
place
get
isn't
in.
run down and destroyed. I want to make sure
the
the
state
doors
of how
work.
this place is in, there are other ways in and out of this inn for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
We'll need to figure out how she got in, and
Yes.
maybe.
I'll point to one of like the 8 holes in the roof.
What are like 37 holes in the floors and walls? I don't know, probably that one. That one's small enough. Right?
Arthur will shrug and he'll walk over to the front door and answer it.
So you open the door, Arthur, and as she stated yesterday, Merle has arrived to show you to the magistrate's office and take you to the different guilds, which I didn't mention in the recap, but that was something that she had said she would do for your group. And upon you opening the door, she goes, "Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I hope everyone slept well enough in your inn. I know it's probably not the nicest place to stay for the night, but
Are you
it was
kidding?
something."
Oh, it's better than half the places I've stayed.
This is fantastic. I don't know how you guys managed to keep on to this as long as you did.
Well, Joel was looking for a very specific
Absurd.
buyer, and that buyer never happened to come around, so it's probably a good thing that you took it off his hand.
Did he know it was haunted?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I asked if he knew it was haunted.
There's ghosts in here?
Ghost.
ghost?
Singular. But
Yes.
yeah,
Oh.
There could
according
be
to Jamie.
more.
Oh, no, we had no idea. I've only been in this place a grand total of, this is my 3rd time.
enough.
I'll ask Joel, because knowing him, he may have.
I'm
He may
thinking he
have.
did.
Well, I believe it.
Anyways, so I was talking to Dale last night about what you guys might need to open an inn up. So after we're done at the magistrate's office and get you guys both licensed with the city and get the business license, I was thinking we should head on over to the Servants Guild of Highwater. There, the guild master would be able to supply you with workers and stuff, so you wouldn't have to do it yourself. Well, if you have the coin. He's a good friend of mine, so I think he'd be willing to help out, or maybe even cut you a discount if I ask. From there is a Fellowship of Innkeepers Guild that you need to join, and they'll do stuff for you. There is a Brewers Guild where you can get like a bunch of different boozes and liquors. Joel's a member of them because we sell alcohol at the pizza place. And then there is a Butchers Guild as well, so you can get some food and other things that would be really important.
No.
Is there a carpenter's guild? Because I'm not sure we can serve
Masons.
alcohol and liquor
Yeah,
and
definitely.
food out of this hole in the wall.
No.
Yes, definitely. The Masons would be another one that you'd be interested in seeing. They would be able to fix this place up, just like they fixed Pazos up.
Now, how much is all of this going to end up costing?
That I don't know. Joel
I'm-
handled all of the finances when he repaired Pazos, but he had about 400 golden crowns when he did that, so... Or excuse me, 300 golden crowns when he did that, so... Probably
I'm
quite a
suspecting
bit.
it's going to come down to favors rather than gold,
Yeah.
Darby.
You could always take a loan out with the bank.
Yeah, I don't do loans.
That's a good joke.
Well, we should definitely start at the magistrate's office, though. None of the guilds will talk to you unless you at least have your business license and you're registered with the city.
Perfect.
We can worry about the other ones some other time when we're not in such a state of disrepair.
Well, I figured we could try to talk to some of them today if you guys would like. I can show you where they are and at least introduce you at the Servants Guild.
Sounds good to
good.
us. The only other thing we have going on is we've got a small little errand we have to run in the 3rd layer, but that can wait.
You've already
Yeah.
met someone in the 3rd layer? A lot of nobles and stuff up there. The governor lives
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah,
Yes, we're quite good acquaintances with one of them.
Well, we're going
Oh.
to be at least.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, real
You know,
upstart
you-
kind of guy.
You guys definitely look like you can get yourself around, so... Well, if you'd like to follow me, I can get started. Joel wants me back by noon, but I've already planned to not show up at noon at all, so we can take as much time as you need.
Perfect. We'll keep you out well past me.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Honestly, if you keep me out until about 7 o'clock tonight, that would be wonderful.
I mean, if you want to help us on that errand, though, I don't know if you want to be there for that.
What's the errand? Are you
Plausible
passing along in
deniability.
plausible deniability?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Well, I won't ask then.
It'll be quite the trip, though, that's for
That's
sure.
that's smart.
It's a real errand. That's all there is to it.
All right. So if you guys would like, you can follow Marilli out onto the second layer of high water and begin making your way to the fifth layer.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Yep. It's the move.
Yep.
Okay, so it doesn't take too long, which one second I have to make a couple rolls here. All right. So you guys make your way out towards the stairs that lead upwards into the higher layers of high water and begin ascending the stairs until you reach the fifth layer. As you pass by the third, the fourth layers, as you kind of already knew, the third layer is lavishly designed with elven architecture from years past. High white buildings, gorgeous looking homes with fine arches and beautiful plants. Though you can only see them from the steps that you're on, this is a place for the highest of the high in this city.
Ooh.
And the fourth layer is similar. Not quite as well off as the third layer, ironically, considering the third layer is a lower layer. But the fourth layer also houses many nobles as well and has a near equal luxury with its architecture. However, the fifth layer is much more barren. It's essentially a large circle that sits around the city where there are ballistas mounted onto the walls and pointed down just beyond the walls so that they could shoot these large arrows if they needed to. There are multiple fort and keep-esque buildings built into the side of high water structure. You have reached the military portion of the city. It was said during the first beckonings that high water was the safest of all cities when it was built, as it floated high above the lake and the undead were incapable of entering it. And high water's defenses proved strong.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Marilli begins to lead you guys to the magistrate's office, which is a courthouse-looking building that sits on the northern end of high water. It is, much like the keeps, built into the wall, with just a small piece of it jutting outwards slightly. As you approach, you see a elven man in chains being led away by guards in silver glittering armor, taking him towards a block where one would be beheaded.
Cool.
Marilli sees this and she kind of just looks back to the group and she says, "Well, that's some unfortunate business there. Not something I overly want to see either." And she begins making her way into the courthouse.
I don't
What
blame you.
would somebody need to do to end up like that?
Well, a lot of things around here. Murder, bribing certain officials. There's a whole list of laws and punishments and stuff. I mean, it is a large city. I'm sure the magistrate will go over it with you. I'll be honest, I've lived here almost all my life and I don't even know all of them. When you're an upstanding citizen, though, you don't have to worry about it too much.
That's not true.
Well, I get you are right there. I've had to spend one night in a jail cell, and it was the most uncomfortable and unpleasant thing I've ever had to do. And I hope
You?
that it'll never happen. Yes.
Really, I can't imagine that.
One night, let's just say that it was an interesting circumstance that led me there.
Fair enough.
Alright.
If
Won't cry.
If you're capable of angering the most holy man in all of Elyssia, sometimes you can find yourself in some pretty upsetting situations.
I
That's
guess.
a story I want to hear.
Really? You'd actually be interested?
You angering the most holy man in this city, in this subtite city? Of course I'd be interested. Not sure we have the time now, but maybe over a drink or something.
Oh, that sounds nice. I don't normally drink a whole lot, but maybe over lunch or something.
Sounds good.
Okay. So Marily kind of opens the door and holds it for you guys, very servant-esque as she does it, and allows you to pass into the magistrate's office.
Okay, I'm going.
All right.
All right. In the office, it is brightly lit and quite busy. It is mostly a wide open area, with the exception of a room in the back, which seems to narrow down and form almost a court-esque chamber with kind of a judge's stand and different benches where people could sit, as well as another stand where the accused could go. However, out in this main room, this well-lit main room, there are multiple clerks writing away on pieces of paper that others are gathered around, filling out different forms and paperwork to do different things throughout the city, whether that be gain citizenship, open a business, ask for renovations to a building. All of that is done through the magistrate's office.
All right.
A moment later, a young human woman approaches you. She is in very fine clothes and bears a sigil of the magistrate. And as she approaches, she says, "Hello, how may I help you today?"
We would like a license, please.
For what? There are 15 total licenses you may obtain here in Highwater.
An inn.
A business
License.
license, then. Understood. Let me see if our
15
magistrate
license.
Quill is available to talk to. And she
Thank you.
shuffles her way away. A few moments later, a tall elven man approaches, lanky in form, with long flowing blonde hair that he has tied up into a ponytail. He wears ornate velvety blue robes tied with a white belt, and also bears a symbol of the magistrate. He comes forth holding a book in his left hand, his right hand placed upon it, and upon seeing your group, and seeing that there are dusk elves and demon folk amongst it, his face immediately turns sour. "My name is Master Quill, Magistrate of Highwater. What does this lot wish for?"
For you to turn that frown upside down, because we're starting a new business in town.
Well,
We're gonna let this happen.
Oh, I have no problems with that statement.
seeing a giant bird talk to him, and the magistrate not necessarily noticing that, being more focused on the fact that a demon folk and a dusk elf had just stepped foot in his magistrate office, Quill looks over and says, "Frowning is against official, smiling is against official magistrate business."
I have a hard time believing that.
Well,
Oh,
I can't.
believe it. I wrote the handbook on it.
Oh, I believe it.
Very well. You wish to start a business then? He leads you
Yep.
over to his desk, where he immediately sits down. There is one chair in front of the desk. The rest of you will have to stand. So if someone would like to sit, they may.
I'll say.
I will
I'm gonna
sit in
lead
that
it.
chair.
Yeah, I will stand against the back wall, just hanging
Same.
out.
Sentinel,
Just gonna lean
you
up
attempt
against
to
it.
sit in the chair, but due to your size and girth, the moment you sit in it, the legs immediately buckle, and it just collapses below you. So now you are like
Just stay
nestled.
seated. Just stay
You
there
are
like a
nestled
nest.
Yes.
on top of this
Nestle it.
broken chair.
Amazing.
Sorry about that. I'm just, not a lot of things made for me.
You say that, and I struggle to be surprised. I assume you are all currently citizens of Highwater?
I'm not. I don't know about these
Oh.
fine young folk, but
Are any of you out citizens of Highwater?
I will look to our wonderful guide.
You look to Marilli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am, but I'm also not the one opening the inn.
No, I don't think any of us are.
No.
Oh,
No.
so you're also applying for citizenship then as well. Well, that is
Yes.
something that we can do. Governor Core has assured that Highwater will deny no citizenship, regardless of race. Though some of you I would not necessarily let into the city. My hands are tied. So
You
I
hear
will
that,
need names.
Darian and Jamie? You guys wouldn't be allowed
Yeah, that's
in.
what Arthur's gonna start looking around. Like, who's he talking to?
What do you got against antlers, bro?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
giant chicken.
He's just
and I
a
don't think
normal
that's
human man.
really fair to say. I
I'm a
mean,
human with antlers.
yeah,
What are you
and
trying to
antlers
say?
have been around for quite some time. Honestly, I understand your hesitancy on the chicken bit, as he seems to have a vendetta against chairs. Outside of that, though, your prejudice seems unfounded. Also, unasked for. So if you want to just, grab us the paperwork, clerk boy, we'll be on our way. Appreciate it.
Fill the paperwork out, and I will do this. And with that, the magistrate snaps his finger and says a few words. And he glows for a moment, and a bright light shines over everything. I have just cast a zone of truth, so that I may
Okay.
assure that all of the information you are providing me is accurate. I will need this information to both supply your citizenship and submit your business license.
You are bad at
pray-
sex.
What'd you say?
I said you are bad at sex. You are bad at performing sex. Well, look at that. It must work.
He was able to say it. Wow, that's great.
It must work!
Yeah. Dang.
I do have a
I'm sorry.
question. I do have a
I
question
don't
for
know
everyone. Does anyone wish to save against this?
Yeah, I would
Oh,
try.
yeah,
I would try it.
I would try to
so
say.
Arthur.
Yeah.
That is a
Oh.
charisma save.
Ooh,
Anyone
Okay.
who would like to, give me a charisma save.
I have a great charisma.
I do not have one, so we'll see.
Oh boy.
If I
Oh!
15?
Oh, let's go.
What'd you get, Darby?
That was a natural 20 for a big 26.
Jamie?
7, the
7?
most 7 you can get.
Sentinel and Darian, did you guys save? 4?
Yeah, I did not.
Arthur, Jamie, Darian, you all fail.
Yeah.
Darby, you do in fact succeed, and Sentinel, since you didn't make the save, I am assuming you are
Just
accepting the
opting to
zone of
fail.
truth. Then.
Yeah.
Yep. I have no reason to try to resist
All right.
it.
Most interesting. Mr. Dusk Elf, you've chosen not to accept my zone of truth.
Well, I wouldn't
Well,
so much say I didn't choose to accept it. It just wasn't very good.
Well then,
You also didn't ask
it
for
appears
it.
that these
Yeah, that
forms
too.
of mine don't necessarily need to happen then.
Oh,
I mean, he can leave.
no, I can just leave. If
Well,
that's
to
such
obtain
an
your
issue.
To obtain your business license, you would need I would need his citizenship.
Who said I'm a part
Well,
of the
if
business?
if any of us are citizens, then we should be able to open the business without him.
That is true. Very well, Mr. Duskelf, you may see yourself out of my magistrate office.
I'd still like to oversee it. I don't have to sign any of the paperwork, though.
You may accept the zone of truth, or you may get out. Your choice.
You can always do a little bit of checking in on our other thing that we have to do today.
That is true. But I wanna see this out. So Darby will I guess force the fail after he succeeded?
Okay. You are allowed to opt to accept the zone of truth.
Then I will do that.
All right. Wonderful. I'm so glad we are all cooperative today, especially our Dusk Elf friend, who just seems to wish to be as slimy as a Dusk Elf can be.
I wouldn't
Very
say
well,
you're being
then.
very cooperative.
He ignores you. Well then, starting with
Good.
the demon folk, name? Your name, good sir.
I will say my name in Infernal to him.
Your name in the common Vanitarian tongue, please. I do not speak your demon language.
Yeah, got.
Asriel.
Last, if you have one.
Just Asriel.
Asriel it is, then. It's not uncommon for lesser folks, like this half-elf prostitute that you have with you, to not take a surname or not have one. Barilli's just like, I'm not, yes. Carry on with whatever you're doing with this group. I have no interest. Now, Mr. Asriel, occupation?
Inn opener.
All right.
Tavern opener.
He'll say he'll put
Tavern owner.
in/tavern proprietor. I assume that your tavern will be your place of residence.
I guess.
Name of the inn, if you've named it.
The Zafarin.
Cute. Now you, Mr. Dusk Elf, who've been so cooperative today. Your name?
The Ace.
Your actual name, please.
That's what people call me.
Your actual name, please, sir.
I'm just telling you the truth, man. People call me I'm in the zone of truth.
He looks to Sentinel. What is your friend's name?
I mean, people do call him the Ace.
What is your friend, please?
Jamie's laughing in the back. Just like, you're doing a great job.
Look,
oh, wait,
just
no, I
because you're
can't say that.
prejudiced against
Can't
my
be
race
sarcastic,
doesn't
can I?
mean you
You
get to
can't
choose your
say
name.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna be like, you
So what comes out is you
suck.
Yeah. Just because you have prejudice against my race doesn't mean my name is not what it is.
Fine, I will put down the Ace then. Occupation?
Tavern and inn proprietor.
I'm assuming that will be the same for all of you.
No.
All right then, and I will put down this Zafar Inn as your place of residence, I assume.
That's fine.
Sure.
Good. Let's move to the one who keeps laughing, Mr. Clown back there. Your name, please.
There is no clown back here. There's a clown up there. There's not a clown back here.
Good, sir.
Yeah, it's Doctor, by the way. Dr. Jamie Lee Watts.
What you say?
Correct.
You wouldn't happen
like,
to have a
what's
brother,
up?
would you?
I would.
We had a Dr. Watts. Now, he didn't go by that title. Here, not that long ago, who submitted a temporary residency license with me about a month ago. I believe he took off not but 5 days prior. Most interesting. Occupation then, Dr. Watts.
Well, the name might give it away, dumbass.
Well, you could be a doctor of botany. You could be a doctor of blowing people in a black alley for all I know.
I could be.
I don't know where you get a PhD for that.
You could find a place that will give you a paper that says anything.
I guess
Like,
that's
should ask
what-
Magistrate.
I'm sure that's his own
Magistrate.
magistrate.
Yeah, I'm sure the magistrate's very well versed in those people.
So yes, that is what I will be doing. I will be being a doctor and helping run this inn.
Doctor and inn proprietor then. Residence to Zafar Inn, I am
And
assuming.
tavern proprietor.
And
And
tavern.
tavern. And any other thing that I would like to be proprietor.
Are you residing at your Zafar Inn?
Sure.
All right, Mr. Antlers. Your name?
Mister.
Darian Kips,
Darian Kips. Occupation?
proprietor of inns.
And
Okay.
I am going to put down the Zafar Inn, if that is fine.
I prefer the Inn of Zafar.
The Zafar Inn I will put down then. And for you, Master Chicken, your name. Though I cannot believe in all of the 9 hells of Elyssia, I am giving citizenship to a chicken. Though I have done it once before.
I was about
Not
to
a
say.
chicken.
That's very
He's also
true.
not a
we
chicken.
met this other.
I still think he is a chicken. As the zone
name,
of truth has dictated.
The name I've been given is Sentinel.
Lovely name. Occupation, proprietor of taverns and inns.
No. I am the watcher over Elyssia, the protector of the champion of this land, and many other things. But for the most part, I just help people. That's the name of the game, and that's the game I play. You know? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm going to write down proprietor of inns and taverns and a blowhard.
Oh, that's not very
I didn't know you
nice.
could be a blowhard as a profession.
And
Oh, well, he's clearly doing it.
I guess that's
Yo.
true.
place of residence is your Zafar Inn, I am assuming.
Yeah. Or wherever I lay my head.
Beautiful. He closes his book. I will prep this information up for your business license. You will receive your license in 1 week if it is approved by the office. You can guarantee your citizenship in 3 days, barring I can get through the paperwork and I decide to approve you. Remember that, and have a cheery rest of your day.
Oh, we will.
That was a smile.
Yeah. I thought you said
There
smiling was
was
against the
smiling.
rules.
It was a upper face of disdain for the lot of you. Now be gone. He
Your
cancels
breath
his
smells
picture.
bad. Oh no! Oh no! We don't know if that's objectively true. I'm just gonna tell you that your breath smells bad because I think it's subjectively true. I can check on that for you if you'd like. I am a doctor.
I would most appreciate it if you would get out of my office.
Now, how am I knowing that that's true? You took down the zone of truth. You might want us to stay here for the rest of the day. But you know what? We do have things to do, but I will be sure to be back.
There's no need for you to return. Your license will be provided to your listed place of residence.
We'll keep
I
coming
prefer
back
to
just
pick it up
make sure it's in
manually. I'm not a big
progress.
fan of this mailing business. Sometimes
I
things
feel
get
like
lost in
every
transit,
couple-
you know.
Yeah, we'll just keep
Check
coming
every
back.
12 hours.
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah,
come back
several
every
days.
day.
Dusk Elf and Demon Folk friends we'd like to bring along with us
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So
Oh, where there is one of you, there are many of you. I would not be surprised.
Yeah,
Likewise,
because oh
likewise.
no, he would be surprised, guys. The zone of truth
Oh,
is
that's
gone.
true.
I'm understanding how this works now.
Must not see a lot of us then.
Sentinel begins to take like every piece of the chair and just start setting them on the desk, just like one by one.
Magistrate
And
Quill is just watching
kinda-
you do this as you just pile chair pieces up on his desk. And he just looks and goes, to complete your citizenship license, you may leave through the door and speak to the guard in the glittery armor, and he will go over rules of the city with you. Thank you.
So stay here.
And
Don't talk to the guard.
come on,
And-
Jamie.
Don't.
As
I
much
will
fun as
summon
it is
the
giving
guard
him.
if you do not leave this place immediately.
You're making Morelli very nervous back there. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Marili's kind of just watched this entire thing, and she's just kind of sweating, and she's under her breath, kind of like, oh, I hope nothing bad happens here. I don't want to go back to jail.
We'll see you around, big guy. Thanks for the very, very
No.
bad time.
Not if I see you first.
You
Thank
won't.
you for your wonderful time, Magistrate Quiff. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yes.
I think his name is Magistrate Queef.
Yes,
Really,
Mr.
I thought it was
Queef.
Magistrate Dick.
We'll see you. We'll see you later, Dick Queef. All right, let's go.
So with Marilla, you guys head
Whoa.
back out of the magistrate's office. and
There's
you
no
are
way
back-
they get our citizenship.
You're back on the 5th layer of Highwater, or the exterior. To the right of the office, there is a guard's barracks where you can see several guards in a goldish armor speaking to different people. There is
In
one
fact,
that is available.
If it is up to him, we weren't going to get our citizenship regardless of how well we
That's
acted.
true.
So
Yes.
I'm
Might
gonna
as well
pull
have
Arthur and Darby aside when we're leaving there, and uncharacteristically go, "Hey guys, we should rob that guy."
Oh, really? You?
And it-
Of all people
Wow.
suggesting this?
Darian, do you specifically grab just the two of them and whisper this to them?
Yeah, but it's kind of said in like a joking manner, like kind of like that dude sucks. We should rob him.
Is it enough for Sentinel and Jamie to hear as well?
Probably not. I mean, if they were
Okay.
close enough, they could eavesdrop on it, but...
Oh wow.
Don't tempt me,
Uh,
Darian.
Okay.
It's a joke, I don't go to jail yet.
It's not that hard to rob a dude.
You didn't hear it, Jamie.
I know. I was.
Just a comment.
Just think it out loud for no reason. Just man,
The point
not
of
hard
this
to rob
campaign
people.
is to ruin that guy's life now.
I didn't like that guy one bit. I'm going to complain to the governor about this one. No one should talk to anyone that way. Just because I'm a half-elf doesn't mean that I'm some harlot.
No one should be
Hey, has
talked
the
to that way.
governor
But it's quite sad that. But truth be told, and I'm speaking for Darby on this one, but I'm sure he's experienced that more often than not. Really.
Oh yeah, especially here.
Does talking to the governor about these kind of issues actually have action taken?
Well, the Governor Core is the one who currently has control over the city. Most people would have to go through other channels like the magistrate's office, but when I was part of the Servants Guild, I actually worked for the governor for several years.
You are
Good guy.
turning out to be more and more of an asset every time we speak to
Yeah.
you, really.
I've been around the city despite my age, I'll admit. Being a member of the Servants Guild at one time definitely had its perks, and its eventual not perks when you get assigned to a champion that doesn't want to be a champion.
Understandable.
Anyways, we should probably go and, well, not me, but you guys should probably go and talk to one of the guards there. They'll give you the rundown of the city's laws and rules, and it'd probably be a good idea for me to have a refresher. I don't want to see Joel or Dale end up in the clink or anything.
Fair enough.
Yeah, understandable. I suppose we can listen to all of their rules. Can't know how to break them if we don't know what they are.
So there, like I said, there's a collection of guards and like a gold armor talking to different people. There is one that's free, and they are all elves.
Okay.
I guess
Yeah.
I'll.
Go
If we want to
approach
walk
him.
up to him,
Yeah.
All right,
Assuming
so
everyone follows.
the group heads up to the
male or
guard.
female,
He's a male. Very
Or
burly looking guy.
between.
Thick plate armor,
they.
helmet, his face is kind of covered, minus
The
some
guard.
eye slits. He's got a spear. He starts. So, you must be new folks seeking citizenship or have obtained a temporary citizen's license if you're speaking to me.
We were
Yeah.
sent to you, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm here to cover Highwater's rules, regulations, and punishments. These will be carried out by the guard. If you break any one of them, do I make myself clear?
I suppose.
Expertly so.
Crystal, perfect. There are multiple punishments that can be imposed here in Highwater, depending on the severity of crime. Yes.
How many?
4.
Dope.
5. I'm sorry, no, I misread this.
37!
8. Punishment.
27!
Wow! It just keeps getting higher and higher, doesn't it? Man, you guys come up with new punishments on the fly.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is my second day on the job doing this specific work.
Great.
Un-
No
un-
I
worries.
knew it.
If you
You're
don't
good,
tell,
man.
Yeah, it's
I
okay,
won't
man. There's
tell.
probably a
Yeah,
lot
I
knowing this
knew it.
plays.
I insight
Lips are
checked
sealed.
that without rolling, and I knew that was the case.
He's just holding his book. He's like, "There's 3, no 5, no 8."
Five.
It's like 2
Eight.
pages. There's like 8.
So
He just keeps flipping
confidently,
pages.
though. Just so confidently, he looks at you and
Yeah.
he's like, 4! Wait, no,
8?
5!
Oh, what- how many
There's
are there?
8. Flips 4 pages. Yeah, 8. There's 8. Definitely.
Oh, you know we had
Officially
this
8
movie.
punishment type, starting with death.
Wow, we start with that. How do we go up from there?
For a number of years or summer, floggings by stroke. Yes.
How do you enforce death for only
Yeah.
a couple of years?
I said exile for a number of years or
Yes.
summers. Death came before exile.
Yes,
That
no,
is
wait, let's go back
Most
to
permanent.
let's go back to death now. How is death? Death like? Is there death by any means, or is there specific means you carry it out?
Beheadings and hangings mostly, though we have crucified a few people who were especially heinous.
The only reason I ask is because, like, if a Hydra commits one of those problems and you behead a Hydra, all you're doing is creating a much worse problem for yourself.
Fines have been known to be imposed for those who waste God's time.
Fair
Ooh.
The next one, hard labor for a period of days, months, or years,
Ooh.
depending on the seriousness of crime. And we just lost Matt.
Yes, we did.
Oh no, man.
Move off that.
You do an
until he
early
comes
break
back.
if he's gone for too long.
Yeah, we could just.
I'll keep going here, and we'll give him a. If he's not back in like 5-10 minutes, we'll take an early break because it is almost break time.
It is almost right.
Imprisonment in one of the dungeons for a period of days or months, depending on the seriousness of crime. A fine payable to the city. And if you can't pay it, it leads to imprisonment. Damages, which you will pay to the victim for any properties or persons or livestock harmed. And finally, an edict, forbidding the convicted from doing something. So you might not be allowed back in a shop or something. House arrest, those sorts of things. We divide our crimes into four different categories. Crimes against lords and officials and nobles. If you assault, or impersonate a lord, like the governor,
Welcome back there.
death. If you assault or impersonate an official or noble, flogging, imprisonment up to a 10-day, and a 500 gold fine. Blackmailing an official, flogging, and exile up to 10 days. Years. Damn it, I need to memorize these better. Bribery or attempted bribery of an official. Exile for up to 20 years, and fines double the bribery amount. Murdering of a lord, official, or noble, say it with me, death.
Be in
For
jail.
3 years.
Tyrion has
Edict.
officially stopped zoning out. Oh, death. Death.
Using magic to influence a lord without consent. Imprisonment for up to a year, and fine or damages up to 1,000 gold pieces.
That
And
actually seems fair.
finally, using magic to influence an official without consent. Fines or damages up to 1,000 gold pieces and an edict.
What if somebody
Yes.
uses magic on us to do things without our consent?
There are more buckets of laws I have to go over that cover standard citizens like yourself.
Okay, what if the people are just absolutely the worst?
If you use magic to influence a citizen without consent, it is also fines or damages up to 1,000 gold and an edict.
That
Next
actually
is
sounds like a
crimes
fair and
against-
balanced.
What about assaulting an orphan?
It would be crimes of. It would be the same thing. They're a citizen.
Okay.
No.
So they are an
Your
orphan,
orphans
so
are citizen? That's actually really great of you guys here.
most
I-
people who permanently live in Highwater have registered themselves with the magistrates, orphans or not.
Wait,
Not
so
the city
orphan
itself.
children are citizens of Highwater?
They are.
Huh. Do they have to go through this process in order to get citizenship?
Generally, if you're born here, you're given citizenship.
So if they don't have their papers, you're just like cool to like they're just citizens.
Generally, their parents would have provided paperwork. Trust me, there's more undocumented orphans and odd folk in this city than I'd care to count.
Huh. Well, it's actually really great. I
Yeah.
should have just said I was from here.
They would have looked you
Sorry.
up, or attempted to.
Mm-hmm.
Next, crimes against the city. Arson, death. Say it with me. Death.
Imprisonment.
Edict.
I see you there, Dusk Elf. Don't you muck around with me. Or hard labor for up to 1 year with fines or damages covering up to 2,000 gold pieces. Brandishing
to
a
choose?
weapon without due cause. Imprisonment up to a 10-day or a flat fine of 10 gold.
Wow.
Espionage,
10 gold.
death, or permanent exile. Fencing stolen goods. Fine equal to the value of the stolen goods and an edict. Forgery of official documents. A flogging and exile for 10 summers. Pampering justice like screwing around with a guard for no reason. 200 gold and hard labor up to a 10-day. Littering. My least favorite crime. 2 gold and an edict.
I'm sorry, you said murdering earlier, and now we're getting to your least favorite.
I get it.
Why did you have favorite crimes?
Okay, rock and roll.
Aren't you supposed to uphold the crimes for the law?
No, you uphold the
I do
law.
uphold.
See-
I do uphold the
see-
law.
You guys, what the guard is saying is that some people deserve to get murdered, but it's never okay to litter.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, I got you.
You're
I
Hitler's
disagree with
president
that.
Speaks some truth.
I disagree with that
Poisoning city
heavily.
well. Death.
That's oddly specific.
It's happened once or twice. You'd be amazed.
I would assume if you have a law for it.
Theft. Flogging followed by imprisonment for up to a 10-day, hard labor for a year, or a fine equal to the stolen good. Treason. I'll let you guess on that one.
Edict.
Edict.
Exile for 2
No.
days.
Death. Stay with me.
Death.
Death. Beautiful.
Death.
My bad.
It would've
I
been-
misunderstood what you were saying.
You are picking it up already. I'm so proud of you, sick bastards. Vandalism.
Death?
Imprisonment up to a 10-day plus fines and/or damages covering the cost of repairs plus 100 gold pieces. Yes, Mr. Person.
Question for you:
Yes.
Who hired you to do this?
So I originally was a normal stationed guard at the gate, and when your uncle is a captain of the guard, you end up in surprisingly higher powers you don't necessarily wish to be in, which is
So
why I
you're-
am doing this.
So your
This is a higher
uncle
rank?
gave you this job
Yes.
because I feel like this job could be done by a book with all the laws
Just-
written in it, and
Doing a
this would
good job. It's
constitute.
all about the-
Disagree with you.
No. Wait. Like a book with all of these laws written down so we can read at our leisure, and you could go back to doing guard stuff, which would kind of make me feel as if this is wasting of a guard's time, and we should bring your uncle in on charge.
Well,
I'm not the only one who does this, and it does hammer it into your head. You can at least say you weren't aware of the law, because I am telling you about it.
yeah, and Jamie, it's all about the voice inflection of the delivery. It really helps carry it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
gonna give the
If
guard
you
a
just
little
read
pat on the
death in
shoulder.
all capitals, it wouldn't read the same as him going death. It's
Yeah,
very
it's gonna-
different.
It's gonna be really ingrained in my head that there are specifically 8 punishments because he screwed it up 3 times first. I wouldn't have gotten that had I read it.
I'm glad that my tomfoolery has assisted you in understanding our beautiful city's law. And finally, the last one against crimes against the city. Using magic to influence an official without their consent. Fines and damages up to 1,000 gold and an edict. Next, crimes against the goddess herself. Blessed be your blasphemous hellish souls.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay.
Assaulting
Wow.
a priest
Proven to
or a
this one.
lay worshipper. Imprisonment up to a 10-day and damages up to a 500 gold pieces. Assaulting the pontiff, if we had one. Say it with me.
Dad.
Eviction.
Edict.
I don't think we're
I don't
understanding
think you-
this.
I like you guys, you're fun. Most people just say death with me, this is more enjoyable. Disorderly conduct within a temple, including exposing oneself. 5
Death.
gold and an edict.
Oh, my bad.
Public blasphemy against the goddess or her church. Say it with me now, and don't fucking say edict.
Death.
Yeah.
10-day and 1,000
10-day
gold
imprisonment.
with an edict and flogging.
And
That wasn't.
imprisonment up to death.
Pay damages of equal to or higher than 50 gold.
Sitting through this again.
Yeah.
I think you have 9 punishments now.
I think this is my least favorite crime.
Theft or temple goods or offerings.
Yeah.
imprisonment up to a 10-day, and damages double what you stole. And finally, tomb robbing. Don't rob tombs. It's gross. Imprisonment
I
up to a
don't think-
10-day, damages covering the cost of repairs up to 500 gold.
Do you even have tombs up here?
There are a few in some of the churches. No, we mostly bury our dead outside the city.
Oh, okay.
Question for you.
Understandable.
Yes.
What if I take something of yours and put it in a grave? If you went to get it back, would that be grave robbing? Or tomb
I could-
robbing?
If I could prove it was mine, I don't think so.
But how would you get it back in
What?
order to know?
Why would you steal something from me and put it in a grave or tomb? What would that do for you?
Why would you poison the city well?
Because people are assholes. Okay, well, I
Well-
guess I just do it my own
Yeah,
There
I
you
think you
go.
answered your own question.
Jamie looks up like,
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Moving on so I can take my lunch break. Crimes
understandable.
against citizens. Assaulting a citizen, imprisonment up to a 10-day and damages up to 1,000 gold. Blackmailing or intimidating a citizen, fines or damages up to 500 gold, and an edict.
would
Burglary,
shouting death at a guy be considered intimidating?
possibly. I guess
So we're
it
saying
depends
it
on
in
how
unison.
you shout.
Subjective.
Yes, but it's a
We're
group
saying it-
statement, Jamie. He's
Saying
not.
it together, yeah.
Yeah.
And good to know. Good
We're
to
all
know.
collectively
Just-
death bringers.
Yes.
Burglary, imprisonment up to 3 months and damages equal to 500 the stolen goods. Damaging property of livestock. Damages covering the cost of repairs and replacement plus up to 500 gold pieces. Disturbing the peace. 500 gold pieces and an edict. Murdering a citizen without justification. Death. Or, if we didn't really like them that much, hard labor up to 10 years and damages up to 500 gold paid to the victim's kin.
That's my favorite punishment right there.
There you
Murdering a
go.
citizen with a justification. Exile up to 5 years, or hard labor up to 3 years, or damages up to 1,000 gold paid to the victim's kin. Robbery. Hard labor up to 1 month. Damages equal to the value of the stolen goods plus 500 gold. Slavery. Flogging and hard labor up to 10 years. And then finally, one I already stated. Using magic to influence a citizen without consent. Fines on damages up to 1,000 gold and an edict. Do we make ourselves clear? Basically, don't be a dick.
That's actually a lot more than don't be a dick, but alright.
You are free to go. If your licenses are approved, you will have them within 3 days, unless you applied for a business license, a weapons license, or a skydiving license. Those will be there in a week.
Wait, there's
What is skydiving?
People jump off the wall into the water. It's horribly dangerous, but a lot of people die doing it, so they made it a license. So if you want to kill yourself that way, you have to pay now.
But if you're dead, you can't pay.
You have to be licensed
can-
before you can do it.
Well, who's gonna stop them though?
The
They're just-
gods on the wall, most likely.
What if they
We
just
get a
jump
couple
before they
that
get
tr-
them? You can't stop them from falling.
you want to kill yourself that way, you have to pay.
Yeah, right? Like, that just seems kind of ridiculous.
Well, somebody has
actually-
to pay to clean up the mess.
Yeah,
In the
they
water?
go into the water, so
Beforehand?
the fish kind of do that
But couldn't
job.
that count as poisoning the water?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Well,
could
He's
be.
got a point.
You know,
Okay, I'm 5 minutes away from charging you with screwing with justice, so be
I was
gone.
about to invite you to our tavern. I liked you, buddy.
yeah, you're a cool
You
guy.
Oh, you have a tavern? Oh, my buddies and I are always looking for places to drink. What's
Well,
the name?
It's called the Zafar
Zafar
Inn, and it's currently pretty decrepit. We're fixing it up, and that's what we
Yes.
applied for was our business license. You got to give us a few weeks, but we got
We'll
you.
have it. We'll have
Or
it.
right
up and
across
running
the
soon.
street from Pazzo's.
Yeah,
The
they
pizza
got good
place.
Yeah,
You ever had
Oh,
it?
I like that place.
They're
They
pretty
have a
cool.
big chicken that sings there, kind of like your friend. They're
Yeah.
fun.
And he doesn't sing.
kind
though.
of like our friend. not unlike, all the other giants have a sweet. Cool. All right.
Cool. All right.
We could hire him
Not my real dad.
Maybe a bouncer.
and just every Friday he could come to the
Mom.
inn and read off laws.
Yeah,
Ooh.
We
he
can just
likes
make this a
slam
thing.
poetry.
Yeah,
There we go.
Poetry.
Can I roll an insight check to see if he truly wants to be a guard, or was it
Sure.
that he wants to be a dancer instead?
Go ahead.
This is Footloose and he can't dance.
Yeah. Well, I got a 6, so I can't tell you if that's
I
true.
think he wants to be a guard. That was his life's calling.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his life's calling since Ethan invented him 6 seconds or 6
Yup.
minutes ago.
Yep. So as the guard finishes and turns to another group that he must incite the laws on, Marilli looks to you guys and says, "Well, I guess should we continue on to maybe? Well, we can really go anywhere into one of the guilds, though I'd recommend the Servants Guild first."
Sure. My only question is, so obviously we're going to the Servants Guild to get a contact from you, but like, I'd hate to let them know we're ready to have servants or people work for us when we don't even have a building that's like sustainably.
Well, we could go to the Masons first then and at least get that set up for you.
What would you recommend? I guess is you seem gung ho about the Servants Guild
I
because your contacts.
I know Guildmaster Brizzle he'll take the order and not send servants till you need them. So it's really up to you guys. But if you'd like to
Okay.
secure the construction of the inn first, we can go do that. That's no problem.
I don't want to speak for the group here. What do you guys want?
I don't really think that there's anything wrong with the inn that we have. But
I mean, it could use some sprucing up.
Well, like I said, if we're going to be housing children, I'd like it to be
Yes.
structurally sound.
It's completely fine for us, but we're gonna have other
I could
people
make
coming and
a
going.
suggestion to you, Dr. Jamie. I don't know how many people would come to the inn and pay in its current condition.
why would we have them pay to have a place to sleep?
Well, isn't your guys' plan to open an inn that
Well,
people can
so
stay in?
the housing the orphans was one portion of the business. We won't be making money from them directly, but we do need a source of income, a direct source of income, with the other space available. And that's the
Yeah.
portion where we need people to come in. So it needs to look nice to attract patrons to that side.
Yeah, we don't need to make an inn. That's a ridiculous amount of money. Even if you wanted to just fancy up the first floor and then keep the upper floors for the kids to run, we're already set. But we still need to fancy up the first floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the bare
I mean, it's
minimum.
your property now. You can do with it what you'd like. I just figured it was becoming an inn, but that was Joel's thought for it. So, I mean, you guys are totally different from him.
Well, it's called the Zafar Inn, so I think there should be an inn portion.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is an inn. It's just we're not having the kids pay for it.
The inn for children.
The inn for children. So Marilli goes to lead you guys back down the steps into the lower layers, and I think my music stopped, even though I told it to loop. Oh, it's because I just It's because I accidentally deactivated the loop.
No.
That's how
I fix.
Thanks.
There we go. And as you guys are passing to the stairs, coming up, you see a large group of elves. Again, more guards in silvery armor, but they seem to be escorting a group of very high-looking nobles. One of who is quite old enough that he's kind of got that like hunched back, and he's walking with like a cane or a stick. He has a long white beard and white hair. And they start passing by you guys. Marilli kind of like pushes you off to the side a little bit to let their large group through. Normally these stairs are huge and people can pass up and down them easily. But this group is so large they're almost taking up the entire area. So Marilli kind of pushes you guys back. And she says, "Oh, that's Governor Core right there. He's currently the one in charge of Highwater."
The
She
elderly
points to the
one?
really, really old elf guy.
Okay.
He looks busy, but if he wasn't, I'd probably go say hi. He was a very good master when I was a servant.
That's good to hear.
It's good to. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, he was a very nice guy. If you ever get the chance, you should try and go talk to him. She gives you the address to his mansion on the 3rd layer. He is quite welcome to guests, especially new guests. You might be able to get some information out of him, or even, I don't know, some work if you're looking for some money to fix up your inn at all.
Oh,
Good to know.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
stand-up guy.
He's a very, very nice guy. I know he even sometimes gives out loans and money to people looking to open new businesses to try and keep Highwater prosperous. I think he might have even helped Joel open Pazos if he hadn't have gotten all that money from a very lucrative business transaction.
Okay,
Legit.
sounds cool.
All right, so you guys kind of begin the caravans pass. You guys begin making your way to the 1st layer where the guilds would be. And as you're making your way there, Merle is kind of leading you, and she kind of looks back to you, Arthur, and says, "We have a little bit of time before we get to the guild. If you'd like, I can give you that story."
Sure.
Yeah. So I've known Joel now for about 2 years, and he was summoned as our champion. Now, if you don't know about Highwater's champions, the pontiffs used to do this summoning ritual, and it would bring someone to the chapel on the top layer here, and then they would be the new champion of Highwater, handpicked by the goddess.
What do you mean by bring? How would their ritual bring somebody? Would it like would they wake up with a premonition that they need to go to this spot, or
They would actually be transported right into the chapel.
oh
Like-
wow.
oh
It-
wow, that's crazy.
It's said that the goddess herself picks up her chosen champion and places her right into the chapel at the pontiff's feet, so he or she can begin their work as champion immediately. Well,
So you said Joel was picked?
Joel was picked, and I was picked to serve as the champion's personal servant, which is an incredibly high honor for a Servants Guild member. Highest they can have in Highwater, and I was damn proud about it too. Until I found out it was Joel. So you see, Joel isn't from Elyssia. And I don't just mean the Vanatirian Peninsula, I mean Elyssia as a whole. Not any of the surrounding kingdoms, not from across the sea, just not from this world in general. I don't really know a whole lot about why he was picked or what the goddess was thinking. Really, none of us do. But he just popped in and was the champion, kind of against his wishes. So I don't blame him there. Well, anyways, I was his servant, and I was instructed by the old pontiff, Pontiff Rulish, that I would do my best to train him on all of Highwater's customs, all of Elysia's customs, from etiquette to sword fighting to using magic, which at the time I didn't really know anything about using magic, and I'm not a master of arms or anything, but I could arrange teachers for him that would train him and educate him on these things. And I was going to take Joel and turn him into the champion he was supposed to be. Except that it didn't really go that way, and Joel didn't want to be champion. And a lot of stuff happened. And Pontiff Rulish wanted me to spy on Joel so that he could take the title away, and at the time I thought he was going to give it to someone more deserving, or someone who wanted the title, so I went along with it. Well, it wasn't the case at all. Pontiff Rulish actually wanted to be the champion himself, and when I betrayed him, he was going to have me sent back to Igarith, where I would be retrained as a member of the Servants Guild, which is not necessarily a fate that any servant would want. You remember how I mentioned that I ended up in a cell for a night? That was that reason. But luckily that Joel and Dale and Nugs and Elise, all of them, Jayla too, they helped me out at the hearing at the Servants Guild that was going to determine my fate, and I ended up being exiled from the guild. I'm not a part of them anymore. But being exiled, I guess, isn't too bad, because I got to work for Pazos at least. Though sometimes I wonder if I should have not done that and gone to the Magical Association in Pragla to study magic.
Well, it's been pretty fortunate for us to have run into you, so I'm glad you stuck around.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Sometimes I think that Joel appreciates what I do for him, and then there are many other times where I don't know necessarily. And what's even worse is, as I'm learning magic on my own a little bit, he always wants me to do weird spell things that I can't do. Like, I get it. Somehow I brought him back to life, but it doesn't mean I can bring anything out of thin air.
You're practicing necromancy?
No, not even close. Oh, yes, I brought Joel back to life. I have no idea how I did it, but Joel, when we confronted the Pontiff, was killed by him and died. I brought him back to life somehow, and due to the bylaws for the champion, death makes you lose the title. So he forsook it at that point, and somehow managed to convince Jayla, the leaders of Highwater, and the leaders of Pragla to accept her as the new champion of Highwater. She is the
And
one who
accept
killed the
him as
Pontiff.
a undead.
He's not undead, he's fully alive. He is actually brought back completely from the dead.
Well, could be a useful talent.
Oh,
Guess I've
I
never
can't
heard of
do
it
it on-
before.
Oh, I can't do it on command. Trust me, I've tried to figure out what happened, but in 2 years I couldn't tell you what happened, what I did, or if I'll ever be able to do it again.
How do they let you just like walk around?
Well, Brizzle wanted me to go to the Magic Association and try and learn, how to use this power of mine, but I didn't want to at the time. So we ripped up the paperwork, and I've been working as a waitress at Pazzo's ever since.
You are far more interesting than I ever gave you credit for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I thank you. I would take that as a compliment, though sometimes I wonder if it would have been better if I had stayed a loyal, lovely servant to the governor than going on all of the crazy adventures I have gone on with the Pazzo's family.
Where's the fun in that?
And don't get me wrong, I might be talking a little ill of Joel and the whole business idea, but he's really not that awful. A little headstrong and a little brash, but he's not all bad. Sometimes. And
Very
Elise-
rarely
Ali-
are people all bad.
Yeah, but Elise and Dale and Nugs, they're all fantastic. And when Jayla is around and can come to the restaurant, I love talking to her so much. So, for all of the issues I might have with Joel sometimes, everyone else definitely makes up for it. Though, with Elise, you might want to keep your hands in your pockets with her.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Duly noted.
So your guys have this conversation, probably make a little more small talk. Is there anything else you'd like to ask Marilli, just in general?
The only question Arthur really has is because she seems very familiar, obviously, with the Pontiff and the upper circle. Kind of piques Arthur's interest in his memory that we were given all those warnings by that evil Lord of Call that we
Balathor.
attacked. Yeah. He mentioned something about like the armor or the artifacts being fake, and Arthur knows that eventually sometime he would like to go check those out. So he's just going to kind of casually ask her if like normal commoners are allowed into the top ring, like to enter the capital.
Oh, not at all. The only ones allowed up there are the champion, the pontiff, and the pontiff's 4 bishops. Oh, and whoever the champion's servant is, which I will say, when I got that job, they did not tell me I would also be a servant to the pontiff and the bishops as well. It's easy to take care of one person. It's hard to be one girl and take care of 6 people, let me tell you.
I can only imagine. I can barely take care of myself.
Well, I consider myself quite good at it. Even after all these years of not being in the Servants Guild, it is somehow my calling.
Fair enough.
All right, and with that, you guys have arrived at the Mason shop. Big
Nice
stone
and
kind of
slow.
quarry, lots of rocks and woods and bricks just standing outside like this open air shop. And there are two dwarves out front hammering away at some metal pieces. Different than the dwarves you met at the armor shops. These are two balding dwarves. They look quite a bit older, but just as hardy as the others. What would you guys like to do?
Introductions. I guess someone's gonna introduce us. I don't know.
Hello.
Greeting.
So Darian, you approach the two dwarves. They immediately they're literally hammering in sync. So it's like ka-chink, ka-chink,
Nick, are
and then
you
they
drinking bleach?
No,
Yep. This game is going real poorly.
like a
for-
big canister of like Arizona something.
After listening to all
these rules.
the crimes, yeah, Sentinel's
Well,
like, I don't
it's
know
not-
if I want to be around anymore.
It's
There's
not
too
worth it
many
anymore.
rules.
Bleach.
Getting a skydiving license. Sorry, I was distracted. Go ahead.
I assume it's like sweet tea or Arnold Palmer.
So,
It is,
so the
yeah.
dwarves stop their hammering. They both look at you, Darian, and in sync they say, "Well, how you doing there, Sonny? Welcome to the High Waters Masons Guild. What can we do for ya?"
I'm gonna intentionally cross my eyes to try to look at them both at the same time.
They literally look identical. Like they are identical twins to each other.
Of course.
I'm pretty good. How are you guys? It looks like you're having a nice time here.
Oh, most excellent. I'm Curly, and I'm Durley, and welcome to our guild.
Which one of you is slightly older than the other?
We came out of our mother at the same time, or so we say, so we never have that argument.
I feel bad for your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
God bless that woman.
Dwarven women are quite hearty.
this is
That
true.
is true.
Yes, they
That's
are.
true. Well, me and my compatriots here, as I motion to our dysfunctional-looking group of misfits, we recently acquired an inn that it doesn't look much like an inn right now. It looks more like a
Burnt down building.
Yes, thank you, Darby. So we're looking to get some updates on the foundation, and overall we just want it to look good. We want to turn it into a fully functioning business.
Oh, I see, I see. Which location for me, Sonny?
I'm gonna look at the guys.
It's the
You love
second
me?
player across from Paz's Pizza, that building. if you
That's
know
the
where
one.
that
Oh, the old Ironside Inn, Durley. We looked at that a few months ago. The pizza place chap wanted it repaired from us. What estimate did we give him? 1,000 gold pieces for the job. That was what we gave him. It'd be 1,000 gold to repair it.
Okay.
Have it
That's
done
all?
for you in 2 weeks. That's the Durley and Curly promise.
Do you do exchanges of services?
Nah, we would like cold hard cash, my friend.
is.
Fair
Naturally. I don't blame
Well,
you.
guys, who has a whole bunch of gold? As I look at Darby.
I don't know why you're looking at me, man. 1,000 gold is too steep.
What are you gonna fix it up yourself?
I mean,
I've got a lot of gold from selling those.
I do. I mean, I
those,
do have a decent amount of money, but
It's an investment.
Like I said, guys,
1,000
you
is
could always-
quite a lot.
You could always take a loan out.
Okay. 1,000 gold? When do
I-
you need it all by?
Well, if we're to do the work, we would need half now and half when the job is finished.
So in other words, 100 each now and 100 each after.
If
I can do
you
that.
if you
I-
give me
I
a
can
night or
afford
two, I could figure that out. If someone wants to spot me,
Do each of you have 100 gold?
I have 400. A little
I have,
over.
100, I have almost 100 on the dot.
Oh.
I have a lot more than that.
I mean, I have the 6 platinum, but that doesn't really help much. That's
Um,
only 60 gold.
Guys, I don't mean to rain on this parade either. You're going to have to pay each of the guilds to join them for a guild fee, too.
wait, we can't just pay someone to do the work?
Well, you're going to pay these guys, but if you want to join any of the guilds, there's a guild licensing fee to become a member of
we
it.
gotta join the tavern guild.
The DM is like, you're gonna take out a bunch of loans here, guys.
If you can scrounge the money together, want to find a way, you are more than welcome to. I am giving. This was not in the book. I wrote this in there because the sum of money was ridiculous.
We're gonna. If someone can spot me the 100 gold, I can figure out how to get some more.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
can-
The two
Hurley and
banks.
Durley.
Yeah.
That's what you say? There doesn't happen to be too many places to gamble around here, does there?
Oh, you can't find gambling in the taverns and such.
How high stakes are we talking? I'm talking a few silver, or are we talking actual gold?
Mostly coppers and silvers.
Okay.
Highwater doesn't have a huge gambling climate. You'd have to go to Igareth for that type of work.
Oh, I'm aware.
I can spot you, Doctor. If I
Appreciate it.
spot him the 100, I can put in 200. Does everybody else have 100 gold? Or do we want to do the loan? And do we want to hold on to our coffers and just loan everything out and pay it off slowly?
I'm not a big fan of being indebted to other people.
I understand, but if we're gonna need to do this and everything else, there's no way we're gonna have enough money to do it all.
I mean, who says we have to do it
I mean,
immediately?
We have our friend on the third layer who might
There's
have.
also
Yeah,
money for
our
the
friend
cost
in the
of-
third layer might be able to help fund this a little bit.
Yeah,
This
the
is
one with
just
the
for-
handkerchief?
Yeah.
This is just for fixing. This is just for fixing it up.
we don't
Hey.
have servant money or alcohol.
We don't have to. Again, we don't have to open anything right away.
Yes.
It can
we
just
give it
be a
some time.
hotel for a minute. It's gonna take them 2 weeks to get it done just to fix it up. We can make more money to do all the other guild stuff
I
in
like
between that
Yeah,
time.
let's fix it up first and then we'll do the other guild stuff. I like that. I like that idea. Okay, so I'll put in. So if everybody's okay to do that, is everybody all right giving 100 gold to these people
As
for
long
half
as
the payment
if
right
I
now?
need to, somebody can spot me. I don't imagine I'll need supplies. I think I'm okay. But this is all of my.
Technically, the spell scrolls I sold were not just mine; they were everybody's. We all earned them. I just happened to have them on my person. So, a lot of the money that I am carrying is from the group's money, we'll say, and Arthur will not be stingy with it. So,
Oh, thanks, Arthur.
I have 750 gold. So,
I'm just gonna glare at Darby when I say thanks to Arthur.
I'm putting in my fair share.
Yeah, but you're still
I,
cheating.
I don't know.
Look, I have other expenses, alright?
I don't actually mind that. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm cool. Yeah, that sounds like a good. Let's get it started, and we'll get the other half to you
in
when
2
it's complete.
weeks. Yeah. I will
Good.
chip
When
my
would you
100
like this
gold
to
in.
start?
You're already late.
Tomorrow morning we will break ground, and the
Oh,
two brothers
oh,
high
Oh
five.
wait! Whoa. Real quick.
Yes,
It is haunted, so you're gonna want to be
that's no
careful.
problem.
All right,
Ghosts
sweet.
usually
I like these
love when
guys.
you renovate a place and change its bones. There'll be no issues there at all, right, Durley? My brother
Nope.
speaks the truth.
They're gonna be super angry, and I just want you to know that ahead of time, and you can't say I didn't say that.
Yes, you were warned.
Understood. Ghosts have
They
never
also can-
scared us.
They can
Okay.
push stuff like real stuff, not like fake
Look,
stuff. They
quit
knock
trying to dissuade our masons. I will pay 200 for me and the doctor.
I
Okay,
paid
They're
my
very
100.
nice. folks.
Yep, subtract 100, Darby, Darian,
have?
and Sentinel. Then you have provided 200, or sorry, 500 gold pieces to Curly and Durley. I almost
Oh,
called them
funny.
Darby and Darby.
Yeah, Darby and
Darby.
Derby.
You know,
So we'll
Darby
take-
and Derby.
Per the two dwarves, it will take 12 days to complete this job. They give you a official guarantee. So on day 12, you will have to have 500 gold pieces to pay them back.
Deal.
All right.
We can definitely afford it.
So after you
So
guys are
the
kind of
other
done
ones.
there,
Give a part,
Marilli's, she just kind of watched this whole thing, didn't say much, and she goes,
of course.
That's a lot of money to put up right at the start, but you guys must be rich or something.
I'm
Well,
just serious about this establishment.
Gold kind
that's-
of has a way of spending itself.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Where would you guys would like to go next? There is the Servants Guild. We could go talk to Brizzle. The Fellowship of Innkeepers, the Vintners, Distillers, and Brewers Guild, and then the Guild of Butchers.
Probably The next thing we would need after it's fixed up would be servants to work it, because I don't.
I
Well-
honestly think that we need to go visit our friend
Yes.
on the third layer, because all this other stuff means nothing until the place is fixed up. And if the place is fixed up, we don't actually need servants to run. It's just a big building right now. So, like, let's hold off on the superfluous feeding people and housing people who need fancy things like roofs and comforted beds.
She did mention that we can just meet them, make acquaintances, perhaps join the guild, and then not make any sort of purchase or order for help until we're ready.
Yes.
Just to kind of form the relationships. She did mention that, but if
Yeah.
we don't even want to do that, we don't have to.
We'll
I
always do it
feel like the best
later.
move is to do that later.
Okay. So we've got Servants Guild, Brewers Guild, Butchers Guild, and then you said Innkeepers Guild?
Yeah, the
Ethan?
Fellowship of the Innkeepers.
Okay.
Everyone's favorite Lord of the Rings movie, The Fellowship of the Inn.
Yep.
It's just a
You
2.5
have
hour
my-
movie about opening an inn,
You
and
have
that's it.
my continental breakfast.
And you have my eggs.
Right, so you guys are gonna head to the third layer then to deal with
Look,
your
Gondor calls for eggs!
for Elise.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll go talk to our friend.
You let Marilyn know this, and she's kind of like, okay, I guess that's fine. It keeps me out, so lead the way wherever you'd like to go.
Now, when we say we're meeting our friend in the third layer, are we meeting the governor to ask for money that she said we could get, or are we meeting our friend with the handkerchief?
Well, I figured we'd meet with the handkerchief guy first.
Yeah.
Alright, sounds good.
That was my thought process.
All right, and with that, we will take our break.
Yeah.
Yay, break.
Let's be
Nice.
back at 9:35.
9:35.
Sounds good.
All right.
Oh
All
my
right,
god.
hi. We're back
Hello.
with our
Welcome
wonderful,
back.
slightly late coming back, but that's okay.
We're having a lovely discussion.
Yes,
But
we're having
anyways,
a great discussion of
Um,
terrible things.
so the party has made
Totally
their way
not my
back
fault.
to the third layer where this noble that Elise asked them to get this handkerchief back for this demon girl lives. And Darby, you have the address,
Yep.
you kind of read some of the street signs and stuff, and then you find the house. And it is a nice looking house. I wouldn't say a mansion, but it's definitely 2 stories. It's
It's
very big. It's got
home.
beautiful hanging plants, white exteriors, elven
Oh, of course.
architecture with some interesting trellises and stuff like that.
Well, I suppose I will go up and knock on the door.
All right, so Darby, you just go right up, you rap on the door. A couple minutes later, a older man opens the door, wearing like black clothes. He looks very butler-esque, very refined, as if he's done this for a very long time. And he sees you in your top hat and your scraggly kind of fancy clothes that you think that you have on, and he goes, "No soliciting, sir." He goes to shut the door.
I will stop it and go, no. We're here on a business trip here. We have words for your master.
You have words for Lord Bosch. I have been
Yeah.
not told of this.
I don't think I want to go right up to this dude's house, march in, and be like, we're gonna have words.
Well, we have a business to deal with him.
May I know the nature of said business?
A transaction of sorts.
We're opening a tavern.
There's been a burglary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna bust off from the. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can't get like walk around.
Like the back?
Mm.
So you're going around to the back then?
Yeah. No, I was gonna like I'll disengage from them.
Okay, so give me. Yeah, I won't even make you roll because he's busy
Paste the
starting
joint.
right now. Yep. So Jamie, you kind of make your way around to the back. They have. It's kind of just more cobblestone road. These people don't have yards in high water or anything like that. At least not right here. And just different. More white building, more fancy architecture. Few
Okay.
windows.
Are there windows like up on the second floor?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take off my white coat. I'm gonna like fold it nicely and set it down. I'm gonna climb up to the second story window.
All right, so Jamie, you kind of begin dashing your way up. The brick is relatively easy for you to grab onto, and you make your way up to the second floor window. And as you peer in, you see what appears to be a bedroom of some kind.
Is there anybody inside?
There is not.
I'm gonna do an investigation check for traps on the window.
I won't even make you roll. There are none.
Cool. Is it locked?
It is.
I'm gonna try to sleight of hand unlock it from.
Go ahead.
We're looking at a. Oh, that's not great. That's a 7.
Unfortunately, you're working your thieves' tools there, Jamie, but you just can't quite get the window open.
I wonder if. Hold on. If using thieves' tools, I think that gives me advantage. Or to allow me to add proficiency.
Do you have proficiency in thieves' tools? 'Cause you have to have proficiency
He's a
in them.
rogue.
Yeah.
He's a rogue.
Yes.
I do. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what that.
I was like, 'cause don't you already have proficiency in sleight of hand, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
So would it be like a double proficiency then, or I don't?
That's a
I
good
don't-
question.
I don't
I've
actually.
always just done sleight of hand rolls.
Let me just
Well,
double
it
check
is
on.
supposed to be a
tools.
sleight of hand. Is the thing. It might give a bonus
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, let me double check. Thieves' tools. Here we go.
'Cause I don't remember either.
Oh, it lets you add your bonus to any ability checks you make to disarm traps unlock.
Unfortunately, you still cannot get the window open.
Okay.
It was still too low of a roll, even with an added bonus there.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm gonna try to move over to the next window if there's multiple
Okay.
windows.
Yes, there are. There are 2 windows on the back here, so you can kind of shimmy yourself over there.
Yep.
While you're doing this, Jamie, Darby, you're speaking with the butler, and he kind of looks back and calls his master. Jamie, the room that you had just peered into, the master had been in that room and had just left as you peered your way on in to kind of give everyone an idea of
boy.
timetables here.
The
So this elf is making his way down to the butler to see what this business transaction is all about. But Jamie, if you'd like to give me another lockpicking roll or another sleight of hand roll to open the second window.
And what do I see in the second window?
Oh, and the second window looks to be a parlor of some kind. A little
Okay.
sitting area. No one in there either.
Okay, I'm going to try to do that.
Okay, give me a roll.
Oh my god. That is a 13 if I can add my proficiency.
A 14?
Yep.
You are able to jimmy the lock open.
Sweet.
Nice.
Stealth roll to get inside the parlor room.
Go ahead.
Like a cat.
Come on, guys. Man, that's an 11.
An 11? So, Jamie, as you kind of hoist open the window and start making your way in, a guard steps around from the thing and kind of looks upwards, and he can just see your shoe go into the window. And he cocks his head slightly and begins making his way towards the front of the residency.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look around the room really quick.
Fancy parlor. There's some sitting tables, a small tea table. This would be a place where the owner of this establishment or this home could take someone to chat them up. Family members most likely being on the second floor.
Is there like anything of valuable in this room?
So, I mean, there's real silverware and some fine-looking pitchers and glasses and stuff like that.
Well, I'm gonna take all the silverware.
Okay, you take all the silverware. I'll say you get 15 pieces of silverware. Each one's worth a silver a pop.
Sweet. Now I'm gonna duck out of the room.
Through the window, or are you actually continuing on in the mansion?
Through the. If I hadn't been made, I'm gonna go to the window.
Okay, so you're headed back out then.
Mhm.
Okay, so fortunately the guard is making his way around to the front. So
Mhm.
Jamie, you're able to hop out and climb your way down. Give me another stealth roll, however.
All right, big guy. Stop sucking it up. 8.
Ooh,
Wow.
Holy crap! I am just rolling
Wow.
like garbage.
stealthiest
today.
rogue in the party.
So as you descend down the window, obviously there's plenty of people patrolling this area. someone else witnesses you. This time, a man. He looks to be noble in his fancy clothes. Actually, watches you leave the window and climb down. And as you kind of turn, Jamie, and see him, he just is looking at you and goes, "You're not supposed to be up in there. Who are you?"
And I'm gonna say, chimney sweep.
Give me a deception roll.
Well, I'm not proficient in that. That's a okay. That's a 14.
A chimney sweep?
Mhm.
My chimneys are quite dirty as well. Pay you to come clean them this evening. How does that sound? If I'm not busy.
That sounds great, my lord. I really appreciate that.
Wonderful. And he just gives you some random address.
All right, I will be sure to be over there to make sure your chimney's clean. And I'm gonna go over to my coat. I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna walk.
Okay, so you start heading back.
Yep.
Going back to the other rest of the party. So this we'll do this one real quick. So this guard comes over and kind of I'm assuming Sentinel, Arthur, and Darian. You guys are in the back, and the guard walks up and he taps you on the shoulder, Darian, and goes, "Excuse me, sir."
Yeah.
Now, I was on my patrols, and I believe that I saw a fellow climb up into this house here.
No kidding.
What business
No.
do you have here with the Lord?
Actually, I'm just tagging along with these guys over here, and I motion to them. But I did recently go through my citizenship seminars, and I know that is punishable by probably death.
No, sir, that is punishable by... Let me look at my handbook.
Pulls out the handbook.
He pulls out his
Yeah.
handbook.
Oh. No, not death.
I know that I believe there is,
For that, yeah, there's something for theft in there.
there is theft, but I was waiting for something for trespassing, but, it looks
don't think
like,
so.
that would be imprisonment up to a 10-day, labor for a 1 year, up to a year, and then a fine equal to the stolen goods if you took anything.
Kidding. Wow, you know this stuff really well. I might have to
Thanks.
pick your brain about it. My memory is just terrible. I heard it all an hour ago.
Well,
and it's just
The gods in Highwater are always looking for help to upstand justice. If you go up to the barracks and talk to Captain Cromley, he could probably help you out with that. A little bit of gold in it for you, too.
You don't say. Well, I'm always looking for some work new in town. I appreciate
I
that.
see. There is a, sort of militia or town watch that we call them, of citizens like yourself, employed by the guard, paid a fair wage to patrol the cities and its surrounding areas and protect it. If you'd be interested and prove yourself a fighter, I'm sure they'd be willing to give you a bit of coin for the help.
Well, it sounds like you should be heading that watch with the sharp eyes you got there.
I'm just a lowly guard, my friend. Now, Captain Cromley, he's the one that really understands it.
You got it. I'm gonna talk to Captain Cromley. I appreciate all the information here.
Now, if you don't mind, I need to go and talk to the Lord there to see why there was someone climbing into his window.
Oh yeah, go for it. I'll step out of the way.
Yep, so he starts making his way up. While that's going on, Lord Bosch has made his way down with his butler, Darby. He goes, yes.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Would like to make an investigation check to see if he has the handkerchief on his person,
Yes,
or if I
same.
can spot that.
Even it's around his neck, you believe. There's a handkerchief around his neck.
Oh, okay.
Yes, what appears to be the situation here, Jeeves?
Is he talking to his butler?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait
And
for
the
his butler.
butler
to-
explains
too.
the situation. A transaction, you say? Well, I've never seen this lot before in my life. True now. Be gone.
Well, you.
Wait,
you
Arthur,
Don't need
Arthur's,
any of it.
Arthur's
I don't
gonna
want to
step
buy any
forward a little bit.
cookies.
Your Highness, I am so sorry for the rudeness of this gentleman, and I'm going to put my arm kind of in front of Sentinel. This is the guardian fowl you are speaking to so deliciously. He has informed me, and his other servants around, as you will see, that your person, what you are wearing around your neck, was a prized possession of his to be delivered just but a day ago by one of his minor servants, a little girl even. She was traveling in a way to bequeath this gift onto your royal highness here, and the little girl has informed us that you took it from her. And from his highness's own possession, and my word, I can say I can barely even contain my own excitement. I am so sorry, my liege, and I'm going to pat Sentinel on the back while I'm speaking on his behalf.
I mean, a little beggar girl that tried to impose herself on me for coin.
Excuse me, again, you go insulting my liege's people. How dare you use such vulgar language around someone of such high esteem?
Don't care about regular fried chicken over here, much more than I do some poor little girl in the streets.
Excuse me. A guard,
dare
sir,
you.
what was his name? Darian, a guard spoke to you earlier. I'm sure he can clear things up for us.
Well, the guard's already, I guess.
I'm
Yeah,
like-
the guard's like coming.
Yeah,
He's like,
I'm like behind you guys. I'm not even at the door. I talked
Oh.
to the guard, and he's like halfway there.
Yeah.
just
Oh,
standing
what
there.
seems to be? Lord Bosch. I see. Do you know there was someone attempting to climb into your window? Climb into my window, you say? Oh, I could not imagine why anyone would wish to get inside my palace. Not with my boys hanging around, ready to rough them up.
Well, Mr. Guard, since you're here, I know not of that window incident, but this man, this Lord Bosch, as you call him, has stolen a prized possession from our wonderful guardian fowl here.
Is this true, Lord Chicken?
I'm
Lord
while all this is going on,
That took me a
I
second.
like look around, and I'm like, who's Lord Chicken?
You're Lord Chicken, Sentinel.
I am Lord Chicken, also known as Sentinel, the Great Watcher of. Well, this is I. Yes, I am Lord Chicken. What do you want from me?
I ask you, sir, if
you
that is your handkerchief right there.
Yes. That is my handkerchief. Why do you have it? Can I have it back?
Well, he stole it, is why he has it.
My
We know
liege,
that.
I'm sorry, he is not used to the customs of this land that you call Highwater, I believe is the name of the town. We just
I
arrived
thought
here
it
the
was.
other
I
day.
thought it was Grandwater.
Upon his arrival, His Highness requested that his favorite, esteemed, hand-knitted by the goddess herself handkerchief would be bequeathed upon him. But, sadly, upon his arrival, the little girl messenger that we sent before us was without handkerchief and had a bruise upon her face, might I add, from your lord, I assume? You said your title is lord, but you rarely act like one.
I struck a poor little girl in the slums. Who cares? She had the audacity to beg me for money.
Well, I think if we check the laws here, that assaulting a citizen is a punishable crime, is it not?
As is stealing, as we have
that's-
already heard.
That is true. Lord Bosch, is this true? Did you strike a girl and
He just
steal this
admitted it.
handkerchief
He
from
just
her?
stated he did.
Oh, of course I did. I'm rich. He does have a point there, and he turns back to you guys.
No, he doesn't!
Are you kidding me?
The guard immediately holds a hand out, and Lord Bosch throws a coin in it, and he puts it in his pocket. There seems to be no crime here, as far as I'm aware right now. A good day to you all. And he
I
begins walking his
see.
way away.
Understandable.
Now see, there's no harm, no foul. He points at your bird. Now be gone with you.
Oh, we're not leaving until we get that handkerchief.
Oh,
Oh, you really
I'll
want this
whistle.
handkerchief here?
I'm gonna whistle from across the street, like away. Or I'm gonna say, oh no, I like this better. I'm gonna shout out something like, "The dogs are out! The dogs are out! Like ring them back!" In thieves' camp, meaning like pull back from where you're at. Like let's regroup over here. And I'm guessing
I
we
don't
have at
speak
least
thieves' tongue.
Anyone
one
speak
person
thieves'
who
I think Arthur
understands
does?
the meaning.
Arthur would.
Yeah.
Arthur would.
Yep,
Yes,
I
it is
understand.
right.
Arthur's going to be flexing his hand, tightening his fist several times, wanting to punch this guy square in the nose, and untenses and is going to kind of motion to the others that we should regroup. Well, sir, I'm glad you can pay off the guards around here. I hope that nothing poor happens to you in your wealthy life.
I'm also not a man of unreason either. You wish for this handkerchief that some poor little demon folk girl possessed, correct?
Indeed.
So I will offer a trade to you. I will give you this fine handkerchief here for the half-elf girl there. I will trade her for that.
You're joking, right?
Of course not. If you want it that bad, you'll hand her over. Marili's just like, wait, what?
People are not possessions.
No, they are not.
You've never met a half-elf in Highwater before, have you?
No, we have. She's right there, actually.
Servants guilds, well, there are many in my service. And they are possessions all the same.
Does your butler there know that he is a possession?
I serve my lord as best as I can.
And you just put up with this treatment?
I serve my lord the best as I can to the tenants of the guild.
Reminds me of Zafarin's monkey guy.
I am sorry for your loss, Mr. Butler.
If you don't want to trade the girl, I'll offer you one more game of sport, we could say. A good old-fashioned tussle for it. How does that sound? You
As long
boys!
as you're involved.
Oh, you boys against my boys. Keith and
I thought it was gonna be
Dola.
fresh.
Keith
Yes,
and Queef.
Keith and Dola.
Keith and Dola.
How does that sound?
Where would this tussle take place?
Right here in the streets in front of my house. I'll go sit up in my window up there and watch it. And dangle my handkerchief like a fair maiden. And you can look at it from up there and realize you'll never have it.
He seems too.
So you want
Wow.
us 5 to fight your 2 men?
Oh, I am quite confident that Keith and Dola will be able to fuck you up quite bad.
So in your confidence, then let's make this deal a little bit more interesting. Instead of just the
Ooh.
handkerchief, how about if we beat your 2 men, you come down into the ring and hand the handkerchief to us personally. You don't have to fight. Just you have to hand it
So
to
if
us personally.
If you beat Keith and Dola, I will give you this handkerchief, is what you're saying.
You will hand it to us personally.
I will hand it to you personally. That is no problem. But if my boys win, you are going to prostrate yourselves at my feet and tell me that I am the greatest lord of all of Highwater. How does that sound?
I don't think we need to necessarily fight people.
I'm not much of a fight person either, but...
Are you chickening out then, my fair friends?
Well,
Well then, it appears this handkerchief is not in need of your
I'm-
possession then.
I'm a little bit more of a fan of games of chance, if you will.
Oh, a gambling man.
Of course.
I do love a good gamble. Let's make it sweeter even then. If you defeat Keith and Dola, I will give you 500 gold pieces. But if I win, you will give me all the money that you have, which I cannot imagine is much, and you'll hand the half-elf servant over to me as well. How does that sound?
No.
Contracts and all
Well-
can be fitted by the guild easily.
Well, Morelli?
Merely immediately goes, I am not a servant with the guild at all. I am a free... Yes, dear. Yes, I'm sure. Whatever you say, whatever your masters have told you.
Oh, when he hands that handkerchief, I'm punching him right in the face, I swear.
I'm not putting
I'll do it.
Borelli up on the chopping block for a gambling man, but if you'll take any old servant, you can have me.
I want
How's
the
that
bird
sound?
then. I'm going to stuff him and turn him into a pillow.
Well,
So you're
something
gonna
else?
kill him? You're threatening to murder the bird?
Well, that's what I think this fight is this fight to the death?
Yes.
Well, it's not. Dola and Keith are my buddies. I can pay the gods off for us. Cats, but I can't pay them off for murder.
But But you just said you would murder the chicken who's just applied for citizenship.
He's a chicken.
And a
The
citizen.
they gave the chicken citizenship. Well, I guess they gave the other chicken citizenship. No matter. He can come and
Regardless.
live with me alive, and I'll snuggle him as much as I want.
Would you be willing to put your servitude on the line, Sentinel, or is this tomfoolery?
I don't think we'll be losing, but
I think we just sneak in and steal all of his shit when he's sleeping. I don't want to fight people. He's way too confident.
Let's. I've been telling you to go regroup.
that's
I said
You're
the thing.
you're the guy who got caught.
yeah, you're the one who got caught. We're just having a nice
Yeah, I
conversation.
got caught with the loot. I didn't even get caught. And I got out with all the things that I took.
That is true. Because apparently he's a chimney sweep that goes in through the window and not up to the chimney.
We could
Well,
be
they
legit,
didn't see me
guys.
come down from the window. They just saw me climb down
This
from
is
the.
the only
true.
viable option we have to get this handkerchief, unless you think we can get it off of his sleeping body, because he's gonna wear it around his neck.
Real talk, it is a piece of cloth that we are risking a lot of crimes for at this point.
No, we're not risking
Can we
any
take a
crimes.
step back?
The
We
guy's
haven't
gonna
even
pay off the
He's
guards.
paying off
he
the
said
guards.
He's paying off the guards.
And he's giving us the other half of our renovation money.
Well, he's already shown that he's a very sleazy person,
Correct.
taking no remorse and hitting an orphan. I don't know why we would take his word that he's just gonna let us beat the shit out of his two buddies, assuming we do, and then
Because
just let it
if he
go.
doesn't, we'll
Games,
just
my
beat him
friend.
up.
I am a man of honor. Thank
You're a
you
man
very much.
I'm
Look,
gonna go
Darian?
walk over to Jamie.
Darian,
Walk
I'm-
over to Jamie.
let me level with Darian, right? He might be a scumbag, but gambling people never back out on their word.
That's not true.
That's not at
friend
all
is
what I've
correct.
experienced ever in my life. I'm gonna go walk over to Jamie. I'm just gonna.
Alright.
I'm good.
Well, we have 5 against your 2. We'll be back in a moment to see how everyone feels.
Actually, you have 6 against his 2. I'm not gonna stand here and let him insult me like this.
Are these odds in your liking?
Oh, the little servant girl wishes to fight. Fine. 6 against my 2. Keith and Dola will wipe the floor with a lot of you.
What 6? You guys don't. I'm not even with you.
pointed to you.
Yes, we are assuming you're joining.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because I want you to fight.
Yes.
I'm not going to.
Arthur's gonna kill this guy.
Bro,
So-
I'm about to beat him. All
All
right.
right, so if Darian walked away, I guess I'm turning around and walking away as well to go regroup with the
right,
rest
so
of
you
the
guys-
people.
Darby and Sentinel, are you
I will.
also going
Yes.
back to Jamie?
And we can
Yeah.
discuss our plan of action here.
All right, so you guys head back to where Jamie is, and Merle obviously follows.
I don't get why we.
All right, Jamie, what you got?
Yeah.
All
that's so
right, well-
important.
So they got a couple of guards that case the place. They kind of walk around in oddly timed shifts. And I know where his bedroom. I got to his bedroom. I know where his bedroom is. He doesn't have the handkerchief on him, but I'm guessing you guys figure that out.
It's
then-
around his neck.
Yeah.
He wears it around his neck.
Yes.
But I also see that he has got. He has a study. Nothing valuable in his study except for these. And I show the silver. I'm just gonna hand them to Arthur.
Nice.
Start paying back the stuff that I owe.
Arthur will bag them, and then he will say, "You got you got spotted, by the way. We covered
Yeah,
for
guard
you,
came
but
up.
it appears that the guards don't really care too much about any crime here, as long as you can pay them."
I know that I got made. I had to tell them I was a chimney sweep. It's been a while since I've had to do any second story, but honest to goodness, it's if you guys can figure out a way to keep busy, I'm pretty sure I can clean out this entire house without doing too much effort.
He did
Oh,
offer.
he did offer
Yes.
up a fight for the handkerchief. Apparently, he has boys
two
where
of them.
he would take 2 of his friends would fight the lot of us, including Morelli, who's got
Yeah.
some fighting spirit. But he wants Sentinel as a servant if he wins, and if we win, we get the handkerchief and 500 gold. And
Oh,
he's
wow.
personally going to hand us the handkerchief, which allows me to strike him, which is all I really wanted.
Okay, well, if you guys want to do that, I can. While you're doing that, I can see what I can get out of the house.
As much as I love that idea, I don't want to speak for Darian, who seems that he is totally against any sort of fighting. Please speak your mind. You look very uncomfortable.
I mean, it's not like a very rich guy got rich by taking bets he thinks he's gonna lose. That's all I'm saying.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't take bets that I think I'm going to lose, and I'm all in on this.
You have no idea who his boys even are.
I can't be that tough.
Okay, well.
It's a noble.
Honestly, it's a noble
I don't want
cause. Thank
Sentinel
you.
to be somebody's property. He's too agreeable.
He
goes along
won't
to
be
the-
somebody's property. At the very least, we'll
We
escape.
can always
Whatever
just
goes
leave.
bad.
Yes.
We can always just leave. Who's gonna stop him?
Yeah, what? Are the guards gonna just allow him to persecute us for an illegal fight that he initiated?
What do you want to do, Sentinel? You're being awfully quiet.
I am the property of all the people, and the property of none of the people.
Oh, okay. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Nope. That's about it.
Would you be willing to fight, or no? Are you totally against this fight?
I mean, I'll beat up some guys to get this handkerchief back.
All right.
Also, we missed.
I'm all down
This
for
guy
that.
sucks, but it's just a handkerchief, and we don't even know the person.
It's
that brought
not
it.
a handkerchief.
not
It's
just a
the
handkerchief.
principle of the thing. This is an orphan girl. This is a small little
She
demon
has-
folk orphan girl.
What else
She
does
will
she
be
have
living.
there?
She may be living underneath our roof.
Exactly. So we should probably not poke the bear of the people that can very easily pay
We need
off
to
all
show
the
her.
cards
We need to
and
show
get
her
a
that she
jump.
can trust us. Darian, coming from a guy who's done a lot of terrible things in his life, let me try and balance out
Well,
some of the good.
I think we can show her that she can trust us if we get a roof over people like her heads, and we don't get on the bad side of people who can pay guards off to do whatever they want. I mean, she might be a little too young to understand that concept right now, but she'll grow into it.
So the lesson you want to teach
All
this
right.
little girl is when somebody's more powerful than you, just to let them step over you and do what they want, just to live another day.
What if
God's words.
we
Okay.
we
Nice.
enlist all of Elisa's friends and conduct an elaborate heist to get this handkerchief back?
I'm more in favor of that.
That seems
I'm already there. Like I said, you
I
created
feel
a
like-
distraction.
at that point
Yes, the distraction is the battle.
we're putting too many hands
Yeah.
in something
It's
we
a
don't
fist.
need.
I don't condone needlessly beating someone who cannot defend themselves. However, an arranged fight to the knockdown between willing adult participants is not a dangerous thing. That is
Boxing,
going
we
to
do
be
it all
with
the time.
it's not going to go without. It's not going to create a huge issue. If we win, then great. If you lose, you've created a distraction for those of us who don't want to get needless blood on our hands to get the stuff that we need and get out.
Here, you know what? I'll solve everybody's conscience problem right now. We lose, I'll kill the Lord. Then I'll be arrested for murder, and then Sentinel won't have to serve anybody. Sound good?
No, I'm not gonna let. I can't abide by you just purposely planning to murder someone who is not trying to murder
I'm
you.
not-
It's with
I'm
just
not-
I would
cause.
also like to object to that too. That sounds like a horrible idea, Arthur.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not doing that at all. That is a sociopath thing to say, and we're gonna get back around to that. All I'm saying is we already have a plan. It makes perfect sense. A
Okay.
fist fight's not gonna kill anybody. We're
Correct.
all fine.
No one dies here.
Okay. Elaborate fight heist.
Darian does not seem
Dane
like
does not
he's
seem
good with
pleased.
this idea at all.
But
Fight
Uh,
heist it is.
I gotta
I
make-
just wanna.
yeah, you
I
might
just
get
want to know what's
outnumbered.
going on here. Are we just fighting this dude normally? Or are we fighting to cause a distraction so Jamie and a bunch of other people can steal?
Not a bunch of other people, just Jamie.
Just
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
no.
I
We're not
might
gonna go
need
get
some
the hand.
orphans to like grab stuff as I throw things down in like sheets and so they can run off and do
Yes.
stuff. And I need a
They're
lookout.
perfect delivery.
Darian doesn't want
getaway
to fight
drivers.
anybody. He can be a lookout and not be a little punk about it.
Alright.
You know what?
You would need to arrange this with Elise and her orphans.
Yeah, no, it's easy enough.
All right.
God.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. We can get
Okay.
talking about it.
Let's tell him. Let's tell Lord whatever his name
Farquaad.
is.
Yeah,
Bosh.
Farquaad.
Farquaad. Yeah. That we'll meet him outside in the parking, on the playground at 5
We'll
o'clock.
meet him in the parking lot at 5 o'clock. Be there, be square.
So you guys go back to Lord Bosch, and you have accepted his fight. And he goes, "Ooh, perfect! I'm most excited to watch you get your faces kicked in. I've already begun speaking with some of the gods. They've arranged to patrol other areas tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. bright and early. How does that sound?"
Sounds
perfect.
beautiful.
We're in.
There's not going to be any guards around. This is fucking dope.
Exactly.
I am so excited for this.
Oh, we are too. We are
Oh,
too.
toodles, my friends, and you too, my big new chicken friend.
Don't worry, Sentinel. He won't get you.
I'm gonna kill that guy.
Oh,
I'm
I'm.
gonna kill that guy.
I swear, when he hands that handkerchief, he's getting a fist in his face.
I am not condoning attacking people who aren't attacking you.
I didn't say I was killing
He
him.
did attack. He did attack us.
He attacked us by attacking our orphan friend that we have never met.
I was assaulted by his words and presence. Therefore, I assault him physically.
His demeanor assaulted me.
Dr. Jamie Lee Watts is not a party to the wanton violence and is gonna go try to talk to these, but plan the heist.
Yes.
Okay.
Orchestrate the heist.
So it is at this point starting to get to be like late afternoon after this conversation, after going to the Masons and the magistrate's office and whatnot. So Jamie, you would need to find Elise. Pazos is probably a good place to start.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way back to the second layer to your inn and where Pazos Pizza is. And you actually see as you're traveling, like there's a bunch of orphan kids like running around and they have slips of paper and they pass them off to other orphan kids who then take them to Pazos. They have like a note passing system of pizza orders. And as you arrive, you actually see Elise out front taking a bunch of slips of papers, running in, passing them off to Dale, and then kind of waiting outside the restaurant for the pizzas to be done so she can deliver them.
Cool. I would go to Elise because I'm gonna. Well, I know every town and city is different, but I'm an urchin back. It's kind of like that whole system. I would at least kind of understand this concept.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna ask Elise if there's a way to get a message to his as trust you. As many hands that can trust you for extracurricular activity.
You say an extracurricular activity, huh? Now, how extracurricular are we getting here? Are we talking about pinching a few, or are we talking about pinching a lot?
I feel like you should keep your hands to yourself because that's not what we talk about in mixed company. However, if you're wanting to know how sweet the roses, they are very sweet.
They're playing a little bit of game of hide and seek here where the person who hit it doesn't realize they're it at all.
Correct. That's the
Beautiful.
best way to play the game.
And who is the it person?
Well, as of right now, I and my rest of my family, we have been really missing our uncle who lives very close to, what's his name? Lord Farquaad
Bosch.
or whatever. Bosch.
Lord Folk.
Lord Bosch is I'm not exactly sure. I think it's behind him, or if not, down the ways a little.
Oh, so Darby decided to take us up on that little handkerchief offer I see there. So you're looking to pilfer the handkerchief or what?
Oh goodness! Someone's gonna teach these. Someone's gonna teach these kids. I'm gonna like
teach these kids.
I'm gonna,
Teach them to speak in code.
Kids. I'm gonna get down and be like, okay, Darian's or
Darby.
Darby doesn't know of any handkerchief. None of us here have ever even mentioned a handkerchief. However, I know that Darby had a date later on tomorrow, and he might want to pick up some flowers for them. You know, roses that
Today
smell
his
very...
hat's stupid.
Oh my god.
I
Just
know
get
what you're
your-
saying. I get it, buddy, okay? I wasn't born yesterday. Been leading these kids since I was like 10. Come on. How many you want? How many flower pickers you need?
Not exactly sure.
Well, maybe myself. I can get Grizzly involved, and maybe one other that we can trust real well. We're the best flower pickers in Highwater.
That's good to know. It's always good to have flowers around.
And what time are we picking flowers?
Probably the best time to pick them is early in the morning when the sun is still, reaching.
Sounds good. We'll be there. Let's say before the sun comes up over the wall.
That sounds glorious.
Sweet. Ooh, I haven't been to the third layer in a while. They usually kick us out. I haven't had to sneak like that in quite a bit.
I got
Can you
you.
do me one favor, though? I need just one favor from you two.
Yeah, okay. Depends on
Can
what
you
the
go-
favor is.
Can you go to Darby and tell him his hat's stupid?
Oh, that I would have done that for free. Okay.
Thanks. We'll be there. And she gives you a wink.
All right. I will finger point with my thumb extended for no real particular reason. And you have one.
You've seen
Oh,
Arthur. Yeah.
Yeah, Arthur has guns.
I forget what
They sold
technology-
ammo to him.
Okay, yeah, and I'm gonna head over to wherever Darby is at.
All right. Well, you guys are kind of up by Pazos. Marily talked to you for a little bit, and she said, just real quick, well, it's getting a bit late, and I guess I'm going to head back to Pazos since we're here and probably get chewed out a bit. So it was fun. And if you want, I'll be there to help you with your little tussle tomorrow. No one's going to go around and say I'm some type of lady of the night or anything like that.
Sounds good. Looking forward to seeing you scrap.
There's nothing wrong with being.
Well,
a
I
lady
don't
of the
really
night.
scrap. I kind of like to stand in the back and just throw some fire, if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm Pazos Pizza official's fire starter.
There you go.
Oh, well.
One question I will have is while we're walking around the city, Arthur would like to try and clock any sort of, because I know you said that we would know, especially me and Darby, and then also Jamie would know that Highwater has a notorious underbelly, like
crime ring?
family or like crime
Yes.
ring. Arthur would like to find like the noticeable symbology, like if there's like a stamp of like that crime family where people know like don't go into this business because it's owned by these people because you can see the symbol on the door.
Yeah,
type
so
of a thing?
generally speaking, nothing on the doors, but you did notice on certain people's wrists, they seem to have had a tattoo that was tattooed around their wrists that looked like skull and crossbones. Kind
Okay,
of
so
all the way
Arthur
around.
would like to clock the details of one of those tattoos
Alright.
if possible. I'm gonna walk over to Jamie and said, just had an idea on our walk back. When this lord finally does realize that most of his possessions have been taken, for lack of better words, obviously a crime is going to be reported.
Correct.
So my theory is if you already leave something to kind of blame or take ownership of said crime, if it's something big enough, he may not report it. So try leaving something like this, and Arthur will sketch, like on some loose parchment he has on him, the symbol of the crime family, and say, leave this wherever you pilfer something. If he thinks it's the crime family that came after him, probably not going to report the crime.
Smart move. I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Because if he's been marked by them, the guards probably ain't going to do shit about it.
Nope, that's a good move. I don't normally like to get bigger fish involved and stuff. Well, hey, it is what it is.
All right. So, Jamie, you've been given that letter by Arthur. again, it's pretty much evening at this point. You guys are prepped up for your battle heist tomorrow.
The
So-
battle
The
heist.
battle heist.
I love how this was like a little paragraph in the book, and this has just turned into this exploded thing. This is phenomenal.
Well, he messed with the orphans. This is what he gets. He's
Yeah.
getting exactly what he deserves.
All right, so you guys are free to spend the night at your inn until morning.
I'd probably spend some time patching up any of the orphan kids and laying out the idea for the plan.
Sure.
Because we'll have a conveyor belt of things that go out of the house and down to the ground, and somebody doing lookout.
Yep. So you can kind of start in the evening and start of night here. Begin to give these instructions to the orphans and stuff. Elise is there. She brings in Grizzly, who looks to be a boy who's like 12 or 13. Real scrappy looking kid, a lot bigger for his age than you give someone who was 12 or 13. And then this real small little scrawny guy that's kind of fidgety a little bit, and his fingers are constantly moving like that, like he'd be real good at snapping something.
Okay, cool.
So you can kind of plan out with them. Elise gives you a little bit of background information on like the third layer, some good vantage points that her and the other kids have used, which unfortunately you're just a bit too big for, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, sounds about right. You'd be surprised where I can get to. But
I'll believe it when I can see it, big boy. And as this conversation happens and you kind of go over stuff, Jamie, you patch up a few orphan kids. Again, you have another knock on the door to your inn.
I enter it.
I'm gonna take the kid. Yeah, me and the kids are gonna go out of sight of whoever's in the door.
Suddenly you go and answer the door, and standing before you with two large bottles of what appears to be a wine or a champagne is Joel, and behind him is Dale. And Joel goes, "Joel Stevenson with wine in the house."
Hey Joel, how's it going?
Oh, just figured I'd come on in with some welcome to the club drinks. Welcome to Highwater, welcome to town. You know what you're supposed to do like a good neighbor. And Dale immediately goes, "I'm the one that told him to do it."
Somehow I believe that.
Thank you, Dale, for thinking of us.
Yes.
You're welcome. If we're going to be neighbors and friends, the two businesses might as well have some type of amicable relationship, I would think. Yeah. We've already talked about all that. So, anyways, who's ready to get their drankety drank on?
Well, when you put it that way, Arthur will grab one of the busted mugs from around somewhere in the tavern and ask for a pour.
Right. So, Dale and Joel work at getting the corks off these things, and they start pouring the wine. Jamie, did you want any, or are you still hidden at this point?
I would still. Well, if I heard it was Joel,
Okay, so you've made yourself known then.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like anything to drink?
No.
Okay. So he'll pour
No.
for 4 unless someone else doesn't want anything, and him and Dale, of course. But
No, I'll take it.
that sounds like a yes. So as Joel's pouring these drinks, he goes, "Yeah, this was Dale's idea. What did you call this stuff again?" "It's a champagne de Elamar from one of the wineries around Igarith. It's quite popular, quite expensive." "Yeah, you're telling me about it. This stuff was like 5 gold a bottle."
I feel like I'm being bribed.
I know.
Not at all. This is a welcome to the club kind of drink. Come on, you guys around this place never had like a good faith drink before? Man, there used to be this bar that me and the guys used to go hang out at. They'd serve us underage and shit. Dude, we would go to that place all the time and just slap dick. Something like that. I don't know.
Wow.
You know, the last time people tried to buy me drinks, it was because they wanted something, so...
Why would I want anything from you guys? You already took the damn inn off my hand, and you're already being super cool, helping out my employees. Took my employee for an entire day. Kind of pissed about that, but that was her choice.
We're taking her
We're
tomorrow, too.
We're just
Just for the
slapping
morning.
What'd you say, Matt?
I can't get over slapping dick.
Yeah. I mean, what, you never go out to the bar with your bros and slap some dick?
Hmm. It's interesting.
It is a weird phrasing, I won't lie.
Let's not talk about phrasings and stuff like that. Let's just toast, man. Dale, give him a toast. Dale picks up his mug and goes, well, I guess to the, what did you call this place?
The Zafar Inn.
To the Zafar Inn and happy relationship between a lot of us. Cheers.
Cheers.
You're
Cheers.
not dying tomorrow.
To not dying tomorrow. Why would you die tomorrow? I mean, anything could kill you, but why would you die tomorrow? You look spry and stuff.
We're fighting tomorrow.
Oh, oh, wow. Okay. Already? You've been here like 48 hours and you're already tussling?
Yeah. We're some noble on the third ring thought he was better than us, so we decided that we'd take matters into our own hands and beat up his boys.
Cool. Can I come watch?
I don't see why
Sure, if
not.
you don't got a business to run.
Oh, I have a business to run, but Dale will take care of it, right, Dale? Sure, I guess I'll take care of it, Joel. Help. Yeah, he's got me.
Well, there you go.
So what do you guys think of high water and stuff? It's kind of cool, isn't it? It's floating above the water. It's so fucking trippy, man. I'm still not used to it.
Well, it turns out it's like every other city I've been to, where the high ups can pay off the guards and rules don't apply to them.
Oh,
Yep.
shit, you're telling me, man. When I first showed up here, like, I don't know if anyone told you or not, but, like, former champion right here, I was a little bit big of a deal. But, like, shit, man, all these people just around here being assholes and stuff. To, like Elyssia and whatnot. Like, those kids can't help themselves. So I gave her a job, because, like, fuck all that.
Fuck all
She's a
that
good little
indeed.
worker, too. Best delivery girl I could have hired. Nugs, the best poster board I could have hired. She brings people in here just to see the giant fucking chicken. You got your own giant fucking chicken, so you're just gonna... It's gonna be like rolling in the dough up in here. It's gonna go between the two places to see the big birds. Got Dale, best chef this side of the Vanatirian Peninsula. Maybe even the best chef in all of Elyssia. I don't know. I've never met another chef before, but he's pretty damn good. You see Jail just kind of look away and just start drinking his mug quietly. And then, like, you already got Miri doing stuff for you. I mean, shit. Like, to even get her to want to do stuff for me, like, legit want to do stuff for me took fucking, I don't know, like a year or something. I don't know. Something like that.
Wow. Really? You're so
Oh,
fun to be
time.
around.
Yeah, it took us like a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
She warms up quick to people. I've just got a bit of a rough exterior, you know? No, she's
Yeah,
good
that's one way to
company.
call it, I guess.
She's pretty awesome, you know. Not gonna lie, like, she started off as my servant, and then she wasn't my servant and hung around and stuff, and man, I gotta thank her quite a bit. It blows my freaking mind when I think about it. Like, have you ever just met someone before that, like, you don't fucking know why they stay around you half the time? You're just confused about that shit?
Arthur's just gonna kind of look around at everybody else.
You know, I think I can say that I have.
Yeah, it's like totally mind blowing. And then you build a business together, and you go on adventures together, and all this crazy
Inside
shit
check.
happens.
Inside check on
Yeah,
this dude.
Go ahead, but
Dude's in
about what?
love.
He
This dude's in
likes
love.
this girl.
He's in
Go ahead,
love,
go
man.
ahead.
He likes this
Go ahead.
girl. It is a crisp 11.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to see that Joel is a bit infatuated with this lady, with Marilli.
Mhm.
Do
Yep,
you
that's all.
just keep that to yourself, or do you say?
I just that's all I need to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, we dealt with vampires, we dealt with giant golems that tried to kill us, found a lost city under Pragla. I mean, shit, we've done like everything together. That's even count our greatest achievement, bringing pizza to Elyssia.
Hmm.
But yeah, she's
It is pretty good.
She's
I
a
won't
cool-
lie.
she's a cool gal. probably go and say like, you know, if I could figure some shit out and like figure her out and whatnot, yeah. I don't know. But what the fuck am I saying? I had my chance, I fucked it up, and that's life. You fuck it up, and that's life. Dale can tell you all about it, right, Dale? And Dale just takes another drink and goes, it's difficult to say what you fuck up or what you don't fuck up, Joel. But you have to remember not everything is your fault in that situation. Yeah, I know. But shit happens. He points to you, Darian. You look like a fuck boy. You fuck around, right?
I lived in the woods for like 13 years.
Arthur's gonna fall off his chair.
Oh, Darby's just. Woo! Lives back.
Hey, fine. Not you then. Jamie. You look like you've been around.
I mean, I've been
Like
around.
with the ladies and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. And there's always that one that gets away. Right?
Nope, not necessarily.
You know what? I'm gonna change the subject then.
Yeah, it seems like I've never really had that problem.
That's
This
a really
poor
good
guy.
idea. Joel,
poor guy.
that's a real good idea.
Yeah.
I would agree.
But anyways, treat her good when she's helping you. If you don't, I'll get Nugs to come and bite your gizzards out.
That's
Not
right.
my gizzards.
Oh no.
Besides, Mary's gonna take over Pazos one day. I already want to put her in a manager role and everything. Just gotta get her to want it, you know. But what can you do? So to that, cheers to Miri and all of my budding Pazos family. Without you guys, I would have killed myself. And he slicks
Oh.
one back and slams it down.
Cheers to that, Arthur. Cheers to that.
Cheers
Arthur
to
will
that.
slam.
This little awkward cheers.
Yeah, well.
Any
Just
other
one
conversation you guys would like to have with Joel or Dale, or will you let them just keep drinking?
Minor chit chat here and there, but no.
Yeah.
Okay.
nothing
Yeah.
specifically.
He talks your ear off about about Java Joel's, and he's just real excited about his coffee house venture.
We love
Uh,
Java Balls as a team.
Progressively getting drunker and drunker until finally Dale has to kind of drag him out of the inn and back to Pazos where they live above. Kind of as Dale's taking a very inebriated Joel out, he looks back to you guys and goes, I'm sorry about all of this. He's immature, and that's putting it lightly. He means well for the most part.
He's good fun. Just
He's mostly harmless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Make sure
I'll
he gets a lot of water and
Oh.
sucks on a lemon the morning.
will do. I'll make sure I got one chopped for him, right? Fresh thing. Another request from me. Guy rambles and babbles a lot. Miri's already got enough to worry about and doesn't need to hear all this crazy talk coming from him right now. So I'd ask if you just not say anything about that type of stuff for right now.
Another man's business is another
No,
man's business.
yeah, I don't know either of them well enough to speak on it, so you won't hear from me.
Confidentiality.
Appreciate it. Besides, there's sometimes I wonder if Miri's gonna stick around with us much longer. She's talked about that magic school a few more times, and honestly, I think she'd be smart to go to it. Joel's the only one who really opposes it, but I can't talk him out of it. Regardless, a lot of you have a good night. Good luck in your little brawl tomorrow. I'm sure I will hear about it from Joel in all of its glorious details. And
Thanks,
Dale
man.
drags Joel out of the shop. And you guys now are able to go to sleep if you would like.
Yeah.
Sleepy time.
Sir will
All right.
find his room, contemplate the irony of helping out orphans, and crash.
All right, you do that. Everyone kind of crashes. And I need another D20 roll from everyone.
Wait, no, I wasn't gonna do something.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
Jamie, go ahead. My apologies.
After everybody is done, I'm gonna take one of the drink is there any drink left, like bottles or anything like that?
Yeah, there's probably a little bit left in one of the champagnes.
I'm gonna take a small cup and I'm gonna pour one out, and I'm gonna lay it down. I lay it on the table, and I'm going to be like, "For you, Ghost. I don't know exactly who you are or what's going on, but again, we're all trying to stay together. If you let me sleep, I'll let you sleep. And this is what orphans. This is what we used to do on the streets in Icarus. On the off chance there was a ghost in a place, if we had to run into an abandoned place. So it's like a normal like practice of let's keep it casually nice.
All right.
And I'm gonna
So
go up
Jamie,
with-
yep, Jamie, you leave out this drink and you head up to take a sleep.
Mhm.
And everyone will have their long rest. However, I need a d20 roll from everyone and let me know who gets the lowest. Darby with a 1.
I have a feeling no one's getting worse than that.
No.
You got a 5.
And
You got
8.
the first good roll of the day, a 15.
Oh, there you go. So Darby, you are jostled awake this time as if you feel like something is looking at you or watching you.
Based on the earlier experience, I'm immediately going to reach for my hat.
Your hat is still
Yeah.
there. Nothing's
Okay.
touched it.
Good. I guess I'll just look around.
As you look up, you see a floating mug with champagne de la Eldon, or whatever I called it, just floating in midair about 5 feet from you, just in the middle of your room.
I will... It's not like over me at all. It's just like...
No,
Over on the side?
it's like in the middle of the room, floating.
I'm assuming you're the ghost. And I hope
You see the glass tilt back enough where liquid would pour out, but no liquid pours out.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, well... I thought it was quite good. I hope you do too.
And the glass tilts back again. It stops. It turns itself over and shakes. No liquid comes out. And then it whips it at you, Darby, as hard as it can. The glass just misses and shatters right by your head. And a loud, screeching voice yells, "My inn!" And then it's like nothing was there.
I see.
And that's where we will end tonight's session.
Alright then.
And
Ooh.
it's haunted.
The
It is
tavern's gonna
super
try
haunted.
and kill us.
Let's
I thought
go.
the ghost was about to be like, "Oh, thanks for the
Yeah.
champagne."
Well, I was like,
"Oh,
oh, he's just gonna like put it down and then like set it down nicely and then leave. But no, he's just gonna try to murder me with it. I don't even want to put it out there. How dare he.
Starting a fight with the
Oh
nobles.
yeah.
Fight, heist, fight, heist.
Fight,
That's a
great idea.
That's gonna be next episode's name. It's Fight Heist.
Build like a map or something for this, so I have both the interior of the house and the exterior where the battle can happen.
Yeah.
This is definitely something that would have happened in the Pirate Isles.
Yes.
Fight heist.
Fight heist.